next on CBS. Jaguars have the best record in the National Football League, coming in 13-1. 39 degrees here in Nashville today. There is a bit of a breeze, which may play with the kicks. And here is Steve Lindsay, who has kicked more touchbacks than any other kicker in the NFL. And Mason will take it for Tennessee at the 6-yard line. And he is whacked and brought down immediately by Brant Boyer, a linebacker, after a 16-yard gain. Jeff Fisher, in his 5th year as the head coach of this franchise.
Really got these guys believing they're going to win every time they go out there. Steve McNair, first time he's been totally healthy against the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's always had a little nick or coming off of an injury. He's 100% ready to go today.
Missed 6 games earlier in the season, but now he is back. He has only, though, thrown 1 touchdown pass in the last 7 weeks. On the 22-yard line, 1st down and 10.
He's got Yancey Thigpen back in the lineup today, though, Kevin. That'll help those touchdown efforts.
That is a big chore, and here is a big chore for the defense of Jacksonville, trying to stop Eddie George, who picks up 3. Brought down by Kevin Hardy, 51. Lonnie March, the ex-Tennessee player, in the middle. Hopkins, Matthews, Long, Benji Olsen, and John Runyon on the offensive line for the 15th rated offense in the NFL. George and Neal in the backfield. Dyson and Yancey Thigpen back at wide receivers. Frank Wycheck is the tight end, the leading receiver, and bound for the Pro Bowl. 2nd down and 7 from the 25. McNair right to work and outside, caught by Kevin Dyson, immediately tackled by Aaron Beasley. And it's a gain of 5, setting up 3rd down and a couple. Jacksonville's defense, #1 most of the season, #2 coming into today. Wynn, Walker, Seth Payne, and Tony Bracken's a great one at the right end. Lonnie Martz in the middle, flanked on one side by Pop, on the other side by Kevin Hardy. And good to see Hardy back in the game after the scare last week. Bryant and Beasley are the cornerbacks. The great Cornell Lake, 5-time Pro Bowler, and Donovan Darius are the safeties. It's 3rd down and 2 from the 30. Bird is in motion, 83. McNair out of the pocket, gets the block from Neal, goes outside. 1st down catch made by Isaac Bird. A guy who came off the Kansas City practice squad. It's a gain of 6 on 3rd and a couple, and a Tennessee 1st down.
They come in with the 2 tight ends. Bird, as you see, is going to go in motion just up into the outcut right here. And Fernando Bryant has got him, but he's got inside technique. See him make the turn late. And it's a quick throw out of pocket with Steve McNair. He's a guy that's a threat to run. They can't just defend the run against Eddie George. It's Steve McNair and Eddie George in the run game.
It's like 2 running backs back there.
And when you've got that threat to throw it, it's tough to defend for Jacksonville.
From the 36, 1st and 10, game-opening drive. Smengy may have been offsides. Here comes McNair, chased by the aforementioned Smengy. And he breaks the tackle there, getting a block ahead from Wycheck. Right now, with the necessary yards for a 1st down, it's a gain of 12 by McNair. Flag is on the field. Darius knocked him out of bounds. Walt Coleman is our referee today, and you'll tell us from the South in just a second. It is offsides against Jacksonville. He's from Little Rock, Arkansas, one of the best in the business.
Offside, defense, 91, penalties decline, 1st down.
Now listen, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and that's the way you say defense.
I guess you do, especially when you're the crew chief. Offsides against Seth Payne. Injury-filled 98 season. Good-looking run right there by McNair, and there has been somewhat of a controversy in this city. Should it be O'Donnell? Should it be McNair as the starting quarterback?
Well, Neil O'Donnell was 4-1 when he was in the lineup during the injury time for Steve McNair, but he can run the ball. It was a free play for him. He knew he drew the offsides, and he had the chance to throw deep or run for the 1st. He made it.
On the 48, 1st down and 10. It's George again with a great block from Bruce Matthews, and there he goes. Inside the 35 to the Jacksonville 34. It's a rumbling gain of 19 yards for Eddie George, one of the best in the business.
Watch Matthews come out here and make the 1st block right here on the outside. See, he's pulling. There's the hit. Eddie George is clean. Look at downfield, though, the blocking by Jackie Harris. Extra yards, Yancey Thigpen blocking as well downfield. Those are the touchdown blocks. I used to tell my receivers when I was coaching, man, we'll get them on downfield. You make the touchdown block or the extra yards block. That's what Tennessee was doing on that play.
Now from the Jacksonville 34, it's 1st and 10 for Tennessee on the game-opening drive.
Blitz.
McNair once again to George. He gets a lead block from Benji Olsen and tumbles his way to the Jacksonville 28, tackled by Lake. A gain of 7 on 1st down by Eddie George.
They try to draw it. Lonnie March is going to try to come inside right here. You see him going to, or right here, excuse me. He's going to cheat up, coming inside, and he actually runs himself out of the play. Inside, he gets blocked down. There goes the ball outside. Both these teams do a good job of picking up the run blitz, and the run blitzes are designed to fill gaps. Pass blitzes, of course, are designed to get up the field, penetrate, and get to the quarterback.
2nd down and 4. Eddie George 3 yards away from 1,200 for the season, and here he goes right there, and he's got his 1,200 yards. He's inside the 25 to the 24. He becomes the 4th running back in the history of the NFL, joining Earl Campbell, Eric Dickerson, and Barry Sanders for over 1,200 yards in their first 4 seasons. Incredible display.
Well, I'll tell you, the durability is pointed out in that 1,200 yards. Of course, takes a great runner, takes a power runner as well as a speed. A guy with speed that can get outside. Can't be running one way all the time. You got to have all the shots. He's got them.
Former Heisman Trophy winner from Ohio State back in '95. 8th play of the game-opening drive by Tennessee at the 24-yard line of Jacksonville. McNair again. It's Eddie George shiftily trying to get away from Gary Walker. Then he is devoured by Walker. A guy who used to play for this franchise when they were called the Oilers for 4 years. Came to Jacksonville and made the grab. As you take a look at Bryce Popp, who was assisting, but Walker was the one that made the tackle.
And once again, they brought Lonnie March in the middle. They're trying to stop the run or try to get some penetration so those guards can't pull. We saw in a big run a moment ago, Bruce Matthews making a pulling trap kind of a block. They want to try to keep him from doing that by shooting the gap. 2nd down and 10, 9th play of the drive from the 24 of Jacksonville. Here comes the blitz by Hardy. He gets away from March and he throws the pass caught. Near a 1st down, Kevin Dyson makes the grab. Dyson is out of Utah, and he was taken 5 slots ahead of wide receiver Randy Moss. Watch the pickup right here of the blitz. You see they're crossing in and out. They're trying to get penetration, but Tennessee is getting just enough of a nick right there. Aaron Beasley is playing, that's soft cover. When I say soft coverage, I mean he's keeping everything in front of him. That was only their 3rd pass, 6 runs so far in this ball game. Dyson already having a career year, 3rd down and 1. Inside the 15 of Jacksonville. It's Eddie George with the nice block from Hopkins. And he's got the 1st down. Diving to the 11-yard line. Brought down by Cornell Lake. It's a gain of 3 on 3rd and 1, and Tennessee continues to roll. They ran right into the teeth of the defensive strategy of Jacksonville that time. Kevin Hardy was lined up on the end of the line and came hard across. They got a clean block on him, and then the inside run for the 1st down. Hardy, you see that big harness or that neck roll he's got on his neck. Last week, he collided with his teammate Tony Brackens on the field for probably 10 minutes before they got him off. Scared him. Turned out not to be serious. Took him off on a stretcher. He was numb, he said, in the upper part of his body. Here's a 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. McNair fires a bullet, caught by Wycheck. He spins. He's grabbed by Martz at the 4-yard line. And Donovan Darius, it's a gain of 8. And now they are inside the Jacksonville 4. That's just a little option pass. Wycheck can either turn inside or outside. Here he is. He's going to now turn in or out. He turns out, but kind of settles. You see him doesn't run into any traffic out there. The ball is quickly thrown. That's one of those 3 steps. Get the ball up. I'll find somebody. Offensive line, keep their hands down for me by hitting them low. Hit the defensive lineman low and inside the 4-yard line. 2nd down and 2, just inside the Jacksonville 4. They've run the clock 7 minutes so far. And here's McNair. Here comes Kevin Hardy. There's the pass. Almost picked off. Incomplete. That ball was ricocheting from one player to the next. Dangerous pass. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. Getting up a little slow after that hit by Kevin Hardy is Steve McNair. Shoulder pad all popped out of his jersey. Getting a lot of pressure now. The pressure is going to come from the outside from Kevin Hardy. McNair tries to buy just enough time. Almost, though. That was Donovan Darius. Almost intercepted. It's 3rd and 2. Inside the 4. George in the backfield.
Blocked by George. Time for the quarterback. Touchdown catch made by Michael Roan. Michael Roan caught the game-winning touchdown pass in Jacksonville earlier this season. That's his second touchdown grab of the year, both against the Jaguar defense.
He's coming back from an injury earlier in the year, about 7 weeks ago in the weight room. A little herniated disc. He's right back in action. A little quick one to the outside. Nice throw. Nice block by Eddie George.
Al Del Greco will try the extra point. Cleanly through. 7-0 Tennessee. Game-opening drive. And what about the second-ranked defense in the NFL in Jacksonville?
Well, they're going up against an offense that's really inspired today.
It's the Titans by 7. Good-looking drive orchestrated by Steve McNair. 5 of 6 throwing, hit 4 different receivers, 13 plays, 7.5 minutes on the clock.
And 3 for 3 on third downs in that drive. In the first quarter, though, Tennessee's been good. They have outscored their opponent 99-37 coming into this ballgame.
Now Craig Hentrick will kick off. The wind is at his back. He's at his own 30. Deep back, Alvis Whitted and Lindsey Jackson. And this will be Whitted inside the 25, breaking a tackle of Dorsett, then smothered by Terry Killens, number 50. And in Sydney, there you see Killens, who played in Texas. Touchdown catch by Roan. Titans by 7.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. Web TV. And by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Gorgeous new stadium here in Nashville. Kevin Harlan, Sam Weish. And a wonderful looking drive by Tennessee, opening up the game. 7-0 there on top.
Here comes the crowd, Kevin.
And Jacksonville begins it at their 28 with a 1st and 10. Mark Brunell is under center. And the handoff goes with a great tackle made by Josh Evans. Fred Taylor stopped in his tracks. Loss of 3 on the play. Tom Coughlin is the coach. 4 consecutive playoff berths for his Jacksonville team.
And Mark Brunell, quarterbacking today, only thrown 8 interceptions all year long, but 3 of them came in the first meeting against Tennessee. And, of course, a big one, Samari Rolle intercepted one with 57 seconds to go. And down in that rainstorm in Jacksonville earlier.
Now it's 2nd and 13. Kyle Brady, the tight end, is back after missing the first 3 weeks. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide for Taylor. And brought down again by Josh Evans. No gain on the play. Woo. It'll be 3rd down.
They're hitting.
7th ranked offense in the NFL. Baselli, the great Tony Baselli, with Coleman, Wade, Wiegert, and Searcy. In the backfield, they begin with Fred Taylor, although Stewart will play. Shelton, the blocking back. Jimmy Smith, the number 1 wide receiver in the NFL, with McCardell, and Damon Jones is the tight end.
3-man line in for the rush now. They only got 3 guys right here going to go after the quarterback.
It's 3rd and 13 for Jacksonville at their 25. Brunell, good block by Baselli. There goes Brunell. He has to get up to the 38. He's chased by Jackson and run out of bounds. And he's got the first down to the 39. That's a gain of 14 on 3rd down and 13. Tennessee's defense, 19th NFL. Kearse, Evans, Fisk, and Holmes. Kearse going to the Pro Bowl as a starter as a rookie. Robinson, Wortham, and Bowden are the linebackers for Tennessee. And in the secondary, Walker and Samari Rolle, who played at Florida State. Robertson and Blaine Bishop are the safeties.
Got them all spread out, 4 wide receivers.
14-yard scamper by Brunell from the 39. It's 1st and 10. Good time for Brunell. Fires a pass, and it's caught by McCardell for a first down. Spinning his way to the 47. It's a gain of 14 yards. Tackle made by Samari Rolle.
Damon Jones comes in motion. They start out with a 4 wide receiver set. Going straight down the field is Keenan McCardell. Soft coverage by Samari Rolle. Beautiful design of the play. They're just spreading them all out. Find the open hole. Keenan McCardell, they call Thunder, and Jimmy Smith is lightning. Between the two of them, pretty effective as those numbers demonstrate.
Maybe the best pair of wide receivers on any team in the NFL. From the 47 with the rush on from Kearse. The pass is dropped by tight end Damon Jones. Kearse made that happen with his tremendous pressure on Brunell. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And most of the time, Jacksonville will use that little rollout, that what we call a naked. The quarterback comes out there by himself, no blockers, to his left because he's a left-handed quarterback. So he's got to twist his body around to make the throw. And when he did, with the pressure, that time from Kearse, couldn't put the money where it needed to be, the ball where it needed to be. Kearse is fantastic. He is one of the best athletes on the field, and he's in the defensive line.
2nd down and 10. Right block as you see it 5 from the 47. 2nd and 10. Good block by Coleman. The pressure is on. The pass is caught by tight end Damon Jones, plowing his way to the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards. Tackle made by Blaine Bishop. What tremendous presence by quarterback Mark Brunell.
But protection by the offensive line. Both teams' coaches said that this is going to be one right up front with good play on both sides of the ball. The token fake. You're going to see the tight end now. He's just going to come right down there, and Dame Jones is just going to turn in. The ball's thrown hard. Quarterback will be stepping up into the pocket. The offensive line is going to try to push everybody behind him.
1st and 10, Jacksonville at the Tennessee 35. Brady is on the move. And the handoff goes to Taylor. Stopped again. Kearse got him high, and John Thornton got him low. 2 rookies tag teaming Taylor, a loss of 3.
That interior line for Tennessee just played outstanding football so far. They're not playing on their side of the ball. They're penetrating and getting into the backfield area of Jacksonville. And what that does is you can't time up your blocks because the ball is handed off. The ball carrier is expecting to have a couple of steps to break off a block. Instead, he's got somebody right in his face.
2nd down 13. This drive by Jacksonville coming after a good-looking drive by Tennessee to take the lead from the 38 of the Titans. Fake handoff. There's the pass right down the middle and through the hands of the leaping and turning tight end Kyle Brady. Inactive the last 3 weeks with the knee, twisting his way up, couldn't grab onto the pass. It'll now be 3rd and 13.
Another little token play action pass. Leon Searcy that time, the right tackle, though, is tipping the pass. He lined up in an almost like a 3rd and long situation. It won't be long before Javon Kearse will be able to pick up when he's going to throw and when he's going to run. We'll talk later about the fact that Kearse has one move he features each week. This week it's trying to come underneath Leon Searcy.
Jacksonville number 3 in the NFL on 3rd downs. 3rd and 13. Brunell going deep down the side and intercepted. He was going for Alvis Whitted, intercepted by Samari Roll. Doing his best impression of Deion Sanders, he takes it out to the 5-yard line. He should have left it in the end zone, and they'd have gotten it back at the 20. And there's a reason why I was doing Deion Sanders. He went to Florida State, and he wears Sanders number 21 in the NFL in tribute to him.
Ball's going to come down the right side now. Samari Roll is the cornerback. Safety in the middle. Soul steals it.
Timeout. Samari Roll's 2nd-round pick last year out of Florida State.
Jeff Fisher is in his ear. The mistake he made after he made an interception was a good play. He ran the ball out to the 5-yard line. That was a 3rd and 13 play. If they'd have punted the ball to the 5-yard line, it would have been a Jacksonville good play. As it turns out, they got the ball just as if they'd done it.
McNair on 1st and 10 from his own 5, throwing to the tight end, Michael Roan. Incomplete pass. Roan caught the touchdown pass in the first drive for Tennessee. It'll be 2nd down and 10, and get the most comprehensive analysis of NFL matchups with complete statistical recaps and CBS Sportsline's matchup breakdown. Just click on to the NFL at cbs.sportsline.com. With Sam White, Kevin Harlan in Nashville. It's 2nd down and 10 after the roll interception of Mark Brunell at the 5. Eddie George in the backfield. And McNair again to the air. And again hitting on his tight ends. It's a gain of 5 for Frank Wycheck, who is one of the top receiving tight ends in the NFL. As you see, Chicago and St. Louis and other scores. It's a big day in the NFL with huge games and, Sam, tremendous consequences all the way around.
Well, this is not a playoff game we're watching today, for example, but it feels like one because the consequences are home field advantage. That's what they're playing for. Play one more game at home in the playoffs, and the edge goes your way.
After the 5-yard gain, 3rd and 5 from the Tennessee 10. Short drop, quick throw, caught by Wycheck. And he's grabbed and brought down after getting a first down. The tackle was made by Lonnie Martz. It's a gain of 6 on 3rd and 5.
In the AFC, this is what it looks like. Division leader Kansas City, and then those that have clinched: Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Tennessee.
What about Kansas City and Seattle later today? A huge game. Seattle beat Kansas City earlier. If Seattle wins, they're tied for first.
That's at this time of year. It all boils down to like the 18th green. You know, you have to make that one putt to win the tournament. That's where football is today. And next week.
Don't keep it short from the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 for Tennessee. Long play handoff to George, who broke one tackle. Then he's brought down in the backfield after a gain of 3 by Lonnie Martz, who used to play for Tennessee, then was cut this past July. It'll be 2nd down.
Played for me in Tampa Bay as well.
Yeah, that's right.
And this is what it looks like in the NFC. Of course, the big one there, the big story of the year, St. Louis at 12-2. They're home field throughout the playoffs.
How about the fold by the Dallas Cowboys?
And the rise of the Carolina Panthers.
Yes, exactly.
So many things have happened that were unexpected this year. Teams have played the total unpredictable competition that the NFL brings.
2nd down and 7. Hand off to George. Good block ahead by Olsen and Runyon, and then he is stopped for a gain of 3. Brought down by Brant Boyer, and so now it'll be 3rd down and a couple to go.
One thing you see in this ball game on both sides, both teams, when a tackle is made, you see 3 or 4, not 1 or 2, 3 or 4 or 5 more players immediately coming into the frame of the camera. It is gang tackling. Turnovers are crucial in a game like this. It was a big factor in their first game.
Very intense.
This is like a playoff feels. It may not be a playoff game, but this is the way it feels when you're there.
Good point. 3rd down and 3 from the 23.
It's a pass. Left tackle way off the ball.
Tennessee has converted every 3rd down they've had today. 4 of 4. The blitz is on. He gets by Hardy, and McNair throws a pass. It's caught by Thigpen. Breaking one tackle on the play of Bryant and moves up to the 38-yard line. He slipped Fernando Bryant, the rookie from Alabama. Then Bryant came to make the tackle. It's a gain of 15 yards for Yancey Thigpen, who has been inactive the last 5 weeks with an ankle injury.
I was talking to Neil O'Donnell. Here, Thigpen's going to come right inside and just turn in. Talking to Neil O'Donnell before the game, I said, what's the difference? It's one more good football player, and a guy that coming into this ball game at 581 yards led the team in passing and receiving yardage, and he's been out 5 or 6 weeks.
A captivating beginning for the best game in the NFL today. Eddie George has been on fire. 37 yards, and his Tennessee Titans lead 7-0.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by 10-10-220 for great long-distance rates anywhere in America and around the world. And by Mitsubishi Motors. Wake up and drive.
Kevin Harlan and Sam Weich. And yeah, you've got Jaguar fans and Titan fans. Tennessee's on top on a touchdown pass in the opening drive of the game. 7-0, they're on top right now. We begin the 2nd quarter with a 1st and 10 for Tennessee at their 38. McNair fakes the handoff, rolls. He's chased by Bryce Pop. He looks downfield, makes a seductive move. Wide open is the tight end, Jackie Harris, rumbling all the way. He'll get a block. He's in the end zone on a 62-yard touchdown. It's Jackie Harris's first touchdown catch of the season.
A bootleg to the left. This is what Steve McNair brings to the table. Kept that ball alive long enough for Jackie Harris to work his way open on what was not part of the design play.
Del Greco's extra point on the Craig Hendrick hold. It's 14-0 Tennessee. The 62-yard touchdown pass, the longest pass play allowed this year by Jacksonville's defense, and the 2nd touchdown pass of the day by McNair.
And it was more than just that one play. Remember, they started on the 5-yard line after the interception by Samari Roll. Jackie Harris is lined up right here. Now, he's going to make a block. He is really part of the protection scheme. And then late, I used to use the word trickle. You just get up and kind of find a little hole, trickle your way loose. And Steve McNair finds him. Of course, he's a little bit more than just a little loose. Here he comes. That's Jackie Harris right here. Goes down, gets up. Steve McNair sees him back to the inside.
Look at that good fake, too, on Pop.
Once you get a guy running like that, Bryce Pop's a good athlete. When you get him running sideways, he can't stop and start as fast as Steve McNair can.
Jackie Harris, who has played with Green Bay and Tampa Bay. First touchdown catch of the season.
Caught 62 passes for me in Tampa Bay in 95.
The ensuing kickoff picked up by Lindsey Jackson, a rookie free agent. He's out of Arizona State. He takes it up the middle past the 20 to the Jacksonville 22. Brought down by Dorsett and Greg Favors. This place is rocking. Tennessee up on 2 touchdown passes. With Sam Weich, this is Kevin Harlan. We're in Nashville, Tennessee, where the Tennessee Titans coming in at 11-3 and unbeaten at home this year, 7-0. Line up on defense. Jacksonville from the 23, first and 10. McNair, 2 touchdown passes already in the game. Mark Brunell right to work. He gets a block and down he goes. Inhaled by Fisk. Josh Evans was there. Jason Fisk, the ex-Minnesota Viking, with the grab.
Tennessee's bringing a lot of stuff. Now, Jason Fisk is going to come inside and around. Eddie Robinson was faking the blitz inside. Here he comes around. He's going to get up into that hole. And all they're doing is they're forcing Tennessee to pass, their offensive linemen to pass off these rushers. And if you get grabbed by one of them, penetration right away into Mark Brunell's face.
Now it's 2nd down and 16, back at the 17-yard line for Brunell. Good block by Searcy to the sideline. It's caught by McCardell. Even though Samari Roll was there, one official says he bobbled it. And incomplete pass to McCardell on the side from Mark Brunell.
And both officials are going to look at each other and they're going to concur on something like this before they do it. Brunell's going to his left side immediately. You'll see him look, set, and throw it. Possession wasn't complete when he goes out. There he's got 1 foot in. Possession not quite there in the ruling of the official. I'm not sure he got the other foot. You see both hands are on the ball at that point anyway. So good call by the officials.
Right now, Jacksonville facing 3rd and 16. They've had 3rd and 13 twice, and now 3rd and 16. Here comes Curse. There goes Brunell. Chased by Curse. Down the sideline, the pass. He was looking for McCardell. And incomplete again to the sideline. The coverage by Sidney and Blaine Bishop. And Jacksonville has got a punt. Out they go, down 14-0. And coming up in the NASDAQ halftime report, Jim, Craig, Randy, and Jerry will get you caught up on all the scores, all the highlights. It's next on the NASDAQ halftime report from New York.
Mark Brunell that time had Fred Taylor wide open. You know, so far this ball game, you see players that aren't sharp early on. Mark Brunell's just not sharp right now.
Brian Barker with a low kick picked up by Derek Mason, who takes it into Jacksonville territory at the 43. A meager 38 yards on the punt. A 12-yard return. The tackle made by Rich Griffith, who centered the ball to Barker. Timeout. Everything going the way of the Titans now. Jacksonville comes in with the best record in the NFL today. They've won 11 consecutive games.
But this is a bigger win right now than you can imagine, because it gives them that bye week, first week of the playoffs. They rest their players. They get a little bit of a time to think about their opponent, watch their opponent play, and wear themselves down. Tennessee, on the other hand, is looking for that first game at home in the playoffs, even though they won't be division winners necessarily, although it could happen if Cincinnati were to knock Jacksonville off next week, assuming Tennessee goes on and wins this game.
A poor punt by Barker, a pretty good return by Mason. It's 1st and 10 from the 43, and some confusion reigning, and Tennessee's got to burn their first timeout. McNair patting to himself, like saying, hey, Coach Fisher, I blew that. Timeout taken, Tennessee by 14.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Fidelity Investments. We help you invest responsibly. Sprint PCS. Experience the clear alternative to cellular. And by Honda, a winning lineup of cars, sport utility vehicles, and minivans.
Sparkling day here in Nashville. Sparkling play so far for the Titans with Sam White, Kevin Harlan. 14-0 Tennessee on 2 McNair touchdown passes today.
And on third down, they have been absolutely perfect. 4 for 4 on third downs to 4 different receivers. Of course, the big one to Jackie Harris for the touchdown.
McNair has gone 9 of 11, hitting 6 different receivers. On the Jacksonville 43, it's 1st and 10. George in the backfield. Takes the handoff. Good block by Hopkins, affording the quarterback time. And the pass by George, or rather to George, is dropped at the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Let's check in with Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, Kevin, it's 4th and 8 for the Colts. They're down 7 at Cleveland. And Jim Mora is going for it. What else? Manning to Marvin Harrison. 1st down inside the 5. It set up an Edgerrin James touchdown that has tied it in the 2nd quarter. Let's go back to you.
Thank you, Jim. 10 consecutive wins by the Colts coming into today at 12-2. It's 2nd down and 10 here from the Jacksonville 43 for Tennessee. Outside the pass, caught by George with room to roam. And down to the 26-yard line. Tackled by Boyer, an 18-yard gain on the play out of the backfield to Eddie George.
And it's one of the things that happens if you're bringing people. This is Kevin Hardy. He's going to come inside. And when he goes back inside like that, there's nobody covering Eddie George to the left. My guess is that Kevin Hardy had coverage responsibility and lost it that time, giving Eddie George a nice gain. Looks like Tom Coughlin is aware better than I am of who actually had responsibility. I guarantee you somebody did. They don't leave one detail uncovered on Jacksonville.
He just called a timeout. And it's Tom Coughlin.
Going to get it straightened out right now. Too much riding on this game.
Former head coach at Boston College trying to figure out what in the world is wrong with his second-ranked defense in the NFL. Tennessee has already clinched a playoff berth. They're the only team that has beaten Jacksonville this year with Sam White, Kevin Harlan in Nashville from the 26. A Jacksonville defensive timeout, Sam, moments ago.
Well, they made a mistake defensively, and Tom Coughlin didn't want to wait 1 second. He went right to timeout, straightened this out. They're down 14-0. They can't afford to get much farther behind here, especially since their offense really isn't showing much so far.
1st and 10 from the Jacksonville 25-yard line. It's Eddie George. Great blocking by Olsen. A flag is down. And George scampering near the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 13, but wiped away with the holding penalty on the Titans.
And they brought Donovan Darius, Jacksonville did, up in there to the 8th guy. They're doing everything they can to stop that running game.
Holding, 60, offense, 10 yards, repeat 1st down.
First penalty of the game.
And penalties and turnovers, both coaches mentioned those 2 words to us in talking to them this week would be the difference in this game. They got to play tough but clean and not turn the ball over.
You see Colts in Cleveland, Buffalo. New England has fallen flat on their face. They have really struggled, and right now out of the picture, Buffalo trying to carve even a higher niche in that rotation. Baltimore's had a very nice season.
Very strong after the first part of the year. Very strong. They're going to be good next year because they're just building right now.
Because of the penalty, back to the 36. It's 1st and 20. McNair pump fakes. Here comes the rush from Brackens. Goes outside. A block from Matthews. There goes Eddie George. Piercing the 21 down at the 20-yard line of Jacksonville. It's a gain of 15. Spenke makes the tackle. A well-orchestrated screen pass to Eddie George. Back to New York in our NFL Today studios and Jim Nantz.
All right, Kevin, the Cleveland Browns close out their season today. Ty Detmer at quarterback. The flag is against the Colts. Detmer will connect with Darren Chiaverini, and the Browns lead the Colts 14-7. Back to you.
Unbelievable, Jim. Cleveland has not won at home all season long. 2nd down and 5. It's George again. Pins him free. Around the block by Kevin Long, the center. He's down to the 18. Bryce Pop makes the grab right there. A gain of 3 on the play.
Tennessee's doing something very unusual here. They've one play, they bring in everybody in tight. The very next, they're spread out wide. Last week, Jacksonville playing Cleveland Browns. Remember, Chris Palmer was a coordinator here in Jacksonville, and he spread the Cleveland Browns out. I guess they're doing that up in Cleveland today as well, but he had them all over the field, and it seemed to hurt Jacksonville a little bit. Tennessee's taking the tactic. We're going to give you looks of that all the time, make you worry about it, but we're going to go back to our game, our regular game, and that's running the ball with Eddie George.
Well, 3rd down and 2 from the Jacksonville 18-yard line for Tennessee. George in the backfield. McNair pump fakes and throws. And the pass is caught for a first down by tight end Jackie Harris. His second catch today, one of which was a touchdown. Tackle made by Donovan Darius. Another Titan first down.
It's been short, quick throws or out-of-pocket throws for Steve McNair today. Frank Wycheck goes into the flat. Jackie Harris turns to the inside, both of them wide open. On the previous play, when they had that little screen play, they faked that little throw out to Wycheck. Remember the touchdown pass he threw to Chris Bird, or Isaac Bird, a couple of weeks ago, and then they threw that screen. They're showing everything that Jacksonville's been studying all week long on film.
Spectacular 3rd down display today, throwing by McNair. 1st and 10, 15. Here's Eddie George. Tackled eventually on the play by Seth Payne after a gain of 3, called 2nd down and 7.
Eddie George can run inside, he bounce it outside, but the bigger threat is put him in the backfield with Steve McNair, who can go outside with that fake and not be throwing the ball every time. He could be running it and hurt you. But Eddie George, 47 yards today, 32 receiving. Not a one-dimensional guy at all.
10 carries. Number 4, AFC rusher Eddie George. 2nd down and 7.
Spreading them out again. One time they're in tight, next time they're all over the place.
From the Jacksonville 12. Good block by Hopkins. Good block by Matthews. Here comes the rush. He gets away from Wynn. He gets a great block from Runyon into the end zone. Enters. Nope, knocked away, incomplete. Almost picked off by Aaron Beasley, who had it in his hands. John Runyon and Benji Olsen put on a dramatic display of blocking on that scramble by Steve McNair.
Well, John Runyon right at the end. This is the fun part of the game for me to watch. If you're not following the football all the time, you're just watching. Number 69, watch when, here goes to the right back behind there. He gets nailed, gives McNair time to throw that ball, although it's almost intercepted by Aaron Beasley. Beasley's going to come underneath, full extension, not quite enough.
It's 3rd down and 7. From the 12. Draw play to George. Climbing down the middle and down to about the 10. Bottom of the pile, getting up rookie Larry Smith. And they're going to have to settle for 3. So Jacksonville's defense, Sam, gets a bit of a win right here as they hold McNair out of the end zone and force him to try for 3.
And Tennessee's been real good in what they call the green zone. Most teams call it the red zone. They call it the green for go zone, I suppose. They've been over 60% scoring touchdowns when they get in here. Jacksonville going to hold them out this time.
Here's Del Greco, who's been great. 3 field goals last week against Atlanta. 30-yard try right here, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. And I'd have to say this will stun some NFL audiences around the country. Tennessee shutting out Jacksonville 17-0.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Gateway. Call Gateway and connect with us. And by the U.S. Navy. Navy, let the journey begin.
It's like Christmas all over again for Tennessee. They lead 17-0. Kevin Harlan alongside Sam White. And are you surprised by the score?
I'm surprised by the score, but this was not over with. Keenan McCardell, Jimmy Smith, 2 good receivers. They're too good. I'm not saying TWO, TOO. They are fantastic down the field and get you back in the ball game in a hurry.
They're very tough, and of course they got the quarterback who's had a lot of come from behind wins already this season. But these 2 teams are so even, Sam, in so many ways.
Well, they are, but you're right. Mark Brunell has not looked as sharp as he does most Sundays. He'll be back in this ball game in just short order.
Lindsey Jackson bobbled it, and it went into the end zone, and it will be a touchback as Hendrick gets it deep. And so on to the 20-yard line will go Jacksonville. Tuesday on CBS, a medical miracle gave him a new identity. The only catch, he can never tell the family he left behind. This is your chance to see Now and Again on a special day and time, Tuesday at 10, 9 Central on CBS.
You know, Kevin, Jacksonville has not thrown the ball to Jimmy Smith yet. He'll be part of this offense before it's over with, though. They have to do it in order to get back in the ball game.
On the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Burnell winding up, going deep, and looking for McCardell, who is jousting with Samari Roll. Incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10.
Marcus Robinson, the safety, is right there, too. Mark Brunell is trying to make something happen quick right here. He had a couple of people open underneath. Most pass patterns are designed where you've got quicker or control receivers underneath and somebody down the field. If he's not there down the field, bring it down and throw it short. Mark Brunell's been there a long time. He'll be getting back into that rhythm soon. As you can see, this is not the kind of day that he's used to. 2 out of 8.
He's missed his last 5. 2nd down and 10. Handoff, and Taylor with no place to wheel, tackled by Jason Fisk. It's a gain of 2.
The interior line first started with Josh Evans early in this ballgame. Made the first 2 tackles of the ballgame, but the 2 defensive tackles for Tennessee have just given no ground at all to Jacksonville. It's frustrating when you're calling plays and you can't find those 3 to 4 yard gains on 1st down up the middle of the run.
Now 3rd down and 8 from the 22-yard line. Good time for Burnell. Fires a pass which is caught by McCardell. And he's out near the 29, close to a 1st down. But Sam, I think perhaps shy by the length of the football is Eddie Robinson, who used to play for Jacksonville's defense, now at Tennessee, makes the tackle.
Way too early to be gambling for Jacksonville at this point. Brian Barker will be coming up. Mark Brunell, so far, to me, it's not anything he's done wrong, but there have been other opportunities that might have been better for him that he just hasn't spotted out there today. And he's so good, it won't last all afternoon.
So after the 2nd consecutive 3-and-out by Jacksonville, Barker again. First punt went 38 yards. This one high, but not very long. It's dying at the 39-yard line. Fair caught by Mason. A 33-yard punt on the heels of a 38-yard Barker punt. Not a good start for him. CBS is the only place to be on New Year's Eve. Don't miss Dave in prime time. Grammy's greatest performances, Will Smith, and a Millennium celebration not to be missed. It's all right here on CBS New Year's Eve. Kevin Harlan, Sam White in Nashville, Tennessee.
Kevin, what will you be doing on that change of the
I
Millennium?
will be with my 4 children, my beautiful wife, and we will be at home in Kansas City.
Good for you. Celebrating the end.
Where will you be?
I'll be working, Kevin.
You set me up. It's 1st and 10 for Tennessee, shy of their 40-yard line. We'll call it the 39. Good time for McNair. Throws a dart, which is dropped at the 45-yard line. The tight end, Frank Wycheck, who was a Pro Bowl alternate last year, is a reserve this year. One of the best 3 drops so far by Tennessee today, uncharacteristic of this team.
Part of that one was Carnell Lake, who's playing free safety for the first time. Of course, he was strong safety and cornerback for so many years with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but has more freedom out there. He can freelance a little bit and come at those kind of throws.
He's a beauty. 2nd down and 10, shy of the 40. Eddie George again running and stopped in his tracks. Some nice aggressive defense by Jacksonville. A gain of 3. Tackle made by Darius. Seth Payne was in there as well. 12 carries for George and 50 yards today. He did go over the 1,200-yard mark earlier in this game.
For the 4th time.
Right, yeah.
Donovan Darius is a safety. Seth Payne is a defensive lineman. They're both standing side by side when Eddie George got to the line of scrimmage. That tells you a little bit about how aggressively this Jacksonville defense is playing, and Tennessee's defense is playing the same way when Jacksonville has the ball.
Now 3rd down and 7 from the 42. Shotgun snap. Here comes the Hardy blitz. It's picked up well. Outside it goes to Wycheck. Has to get to the 50-yard line, but is shy. Nice aggressive defense by Jacksonville. Fernando Bryant, their celebrated #1 pick out of Alabama, who is from nearby Murfreesboro, Tennessee, makes the tackle.
Okay, now Jacksonville finally stopped Tennessee. They haven't done it all afternoon. They got them 3 and out of there for the first time this afternoon. This is the kind of a situation in a game that turns it around for a team like Jacksonville. A good football team, 13-1, undefeated on the road, 6-1 at home, but only been beaten by one team. This opponent today, Tennessee.
Hendrick led the NFL in punting last year. Not as much this year. The K-Balls have played with his kicking a bit. Plus, they've not had him in the kind of instances where he can boot long. But here he gets off a rocket, which is taken by McCardell. And then he is doused by Anthony Dorsett. Does that 33 look familiar? Does that last name look familiar? That is Tony Dorsett's young son. And he is a great one. One of the best special teams players in the NFL. Anthony Dorsett. Week 3, these two teams met in a downpour in Jacksonville. They got off to the lead. Aaron Beasley's 35-yard interception return for a touchdown. The Titans took the lead late after Neil O'Donnell's 12-yard touchdown pass to Michael Rohn, who had caught a touchdown pass today. And then Jacksonville had a late chance, but Samari Rolle made the interception. Now at the 11-yard line, 1st and 10. Great move by an explosive Fred Taylor as he detonates up to the 28-yard line. Robertson the tackle, a gain of 19 on the play.
And even this play, you're going to see Taylor come in and then bounce outside. You can see a difference in the intensity of the offense for Jacksonville. And I think it feeds off of the 3-and-out defensive effort they just saw from their teammates. Everybody just hitting harder. They're playing harder. They're getting into it. This game started out so physical, you may have just kind of had to exhale a little bit and then get back into your rhythm. Unfortunately, they're down 17-0 before they get back.
On the 29, 1st and 10. Handoff again to Taylor. Got a block from Jones, but nothing doing there. Blaine Bishop and Eddie Robinson. Bishop playing with a bad thumb. You can see the cast on there. Guy's been to the Pro Bowl a couple times. He is the leader of the secondary for the Titans.
He's the captain of that defense and leading tackler the last couple of years, leading right now. He's had screws put in that thumb, and then one of them worked its way loose last week. He had to come out of the game.
When this team was in Houston, when they were called the Oilers, a guy named Buddy Ryan was the coach, and he handpicked this kid, Blaine Bishop, out of Ball State.
Nice pick, buddy.
Yep. 2nd down and 11 from the 28. McCardell is on the move. Now with great time, good block by Seegert. Down court, and it's bobbled and reeled in by Jimmy Smith. At the 10-yard line of Tennessee, Denard Walker was covering on the play. It's a gain of 62 yards to the #1 receiver in the NFL, the 99th reception of the season for Jimmy Smith.
And Jimmy Smith kind of slows down. See him kind of gear down, and then he goes again, almost like he thought the play might have been over. Too much time had passed. That's the first pass they've thrown to Jimmy Smith this afternoon.
From the 10. It is 1st and goal. Brunell, the pitch out. A block by Shelton. There goes Fred Taylor, shimmering his way inside the 5 and near the 4. A tackle of 6. Baron Wortham made the stop for Tennessee's defense.
Just a little quick toss, the quick block. You can feel this is a momentum switch, and I still go back to the 3-and-out defensively that did it, but the offense has now picked them up, and the defensive guys on the sideline are over there saying, okay, we're going to get right back in this ball game. We'll be down by 10. If you're a Jacksonville fan, you're saying that to yourself, because now we're playing our football. What got us to 13-1.
2nd down goal from the 4. As Brunell fakes the handoff, got a block from Taylor. Here comes the rush. The pass incomplete. There was a blitz put on him by Eddie Robinson. Brady was the receiver near the goal line. The coverage by middle linebacker Baron Wortham. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Wortham thought he had that one all the way. He's a middle linebacker, and he's reading the eyes of the quarterback. You see there's a blitz, but in the defensive backfield, they're looking back at the quarterback. This was more of a zone than a defense. Their combination coverages actually should have had that one, Baron Wortham.
It's 3rd down and goal from the 4. Shotgun formation for Brunell. Winds up, throws, incomplete. Great defensive play. A flag is down. Blaine Bishop was in front of wide receiver Jimmy Smith.
I didn't think they were going to call that one, but it looked like interference.
Mark Brunell was whacked hard on the play and is favoring his left ankle, left leg. penalty is against Tennessee.
Pass interference, 23, defense, foul occurred in the end zone, ball will be placed at the 1-yard line, first down.
Big break for Jacksonville. The penalty is on the veteran Blaine Bishop.
You see Jimmy Smith in motion coming across. Blaine Bishop's got that right hand, so he's only got really one good hand, the left hand. He has no fingers that can really help him with the right hand, and he's overusing that left one. Got caught that time.
It's first and goal. Backfield of Taylor, who easily takes it in, slicing for 6 on the 1-yard touchdown run.
And the fans here are booing because they didn't think Jacksonville should have had a first and goal at the 1, but good call. Straight up the middle. You see the little block right there by the left guard, Ben Coleman. Just enough for Fred Taylor to come. See Coleman kind of pop up and then up the middle. The cutback vision of a good runner, Fred Taylor.
His 4th touchdown of the season. Mike Hollis will try the extra point. He's been perfect this year on the Barker hole. And the first score is on the board for Jacksonville today. A 62-yard pass completion to Jimmy Smith was the key play from Mark Brunell as they take a look at his twisted left ankle. On the sideline, 17-7, Tennessee on top. And Monday on CBS is the King of Queens' wife falling for another woman. Find out the shocking truth on the King of Queens, part of the comedy broadcasting system. It's Monday on CBS.
I have no comment on that one right now. Just assume leave that one alone.
Sam, I'm jumping on you there.
I just want to watch.
Jimmy Smith, 99 receptions, the most in the NFL, but probably none bigger than that 62-yard pass he hauls in from Mark Brunell, capped by the 1-yard touchdown run of Fred Taylor. And it's 17-7. And Jacksonville, I think you just said it, certainly not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination.
All right, watch. This is Jimmy Smith now going right down the chute. You know, of all those 99 receptions, he's only got 6 touchdowns, which is a little bit unusual. You would think your percentage would be higher for a down-the-field receiver like Jimmy Smith.
Here's the kickoff by Lindsey. And caught by Isaac Bird at the 23. He breaks one tackle, Renee Stewart, and then goes down. Chris Howard was down there covering to a reserve running back. As you take a look at the great Jimmy Smith, one of the best. He'll be going to the Pro Bowl starting again. He has now gone 71 consecutive games with the reception. Thursday night, relive the most memorable feats from Dan Jansen's triumph to Christian Leitner's last-second miracle to Doug Flutie's Hail Mary, when we proudly present CBS's greatest sports moments. Thursday, 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
Now being included in that one will be Joe Carter's great home run back in the '93 World Series. Toronto won that one off of that home run.
Sam, very impressive.
Just a little bit of information I thought I'd share with you.
From the 29, 1st and 10. Jackie Harris, the tight end, is in motion. And McNair hands off to George. With a block from Bruce Matthews, he pile drives for 4 up to the 33. Kevin Hardy, the leading tackler, the heart of Jacksonville's defense, makes the stop.
And Tennessee, I would guess right now, is going to go back to what they were running, that list of plays they ran early in the ballgame when they were dominating Jacksonville, and just get back into the rhythm they had then. And that was Eddie George running the ball. That was Steve McNair outside quick with the passing game, and also the short passing game by McNair.
2nd down and 6 from the 33. No blitz, conventional 4-man rush. And a pulling block by Olsen, and nowhere to run for Eddie George. It's a meager gain of 1. And Seth Payne makes the stop in the middle of that line. We've reached the 2-minute warning. McNair has thrown 2 touchdown passes today. Timeout. Coming up in the NASDAQ halftime report, Jim, Craig, Randy, and Jerry will get you caught up. A lot of action today in the NFL. NASDAQ halftime is next. Jacksonville here looking to clinch the AFC Central Division Championship with the win. Tennessee going to the playoffs, their first playoff berth since 1993. They can clinch at least one home playoff game with a win or a tie. today. So right on the line. It's 3rd and 5. We're at the 2-minute warning. Shotgun snap. Good time for McNair. Now they creep through. The pass is caught by tight end Frank Wycheck, close to a first down, a gain of about 4. He's up near the 39-yard line. Bryant and Kevin Hardy were there.
Had 3 receivers, Wycheck being one of them, to the right side, and everybody just ran down, ran a little hook trying to get the first down. You know, they've only thrown 1 pass to Yancey Thigpen today, who returns. He's been out the last 5 weeks. Came on the last 3rd down for a first down.
5 catches today for Wycheck, 3 on 3rd downs. He's been very clutch, as you say. Take a look at Thigpen. Word from the Jacksonville sideline as Tennessee gets the first down by literally the nose of the football. Word from the Jacksonville sideline, Mark Brunell has sprained his left knee. He is in the locker room as we speak right now, getting some treatment. His return is questionable for the rest of the day.
That means Jay Fiedler would be the next guy in. Jonathan Quinn is the 3rd quarterback who couldn't enter until the 4th quarter, without, of course, Fiedler being unable to return again.
On the 39, 1st and 10. Jackie Harris makes the grab. It's a fumble on the play. Knocked loose by Fernando Bryant. Recovered at the 49 by Jacksonville. Bryant tore it free and recovered by Brant Boyer. And now the Jacksonville offense, Sam, comes out, but without Mark Brunell as their quarterback.
Well, they've got everybody else out there. They've got that strong running game and turnovers and penalties. Let's see, they're discussing this one now. Here's the end zone look at it. Jackie Harris right here. Here's the quick catch. And there's a strip by Fernando Bryant. Looked like a good clean fumble to me. Good clean job of stripping him loose from the ball.
Well, now we are inside 2 minutes. It cannot be challenged by the coaches, but it can be challenged by the replay booth upstairs here in the press box, which consists of 4 people from the National Football League.
Any question at all, they will review it. I guess it wouldn't be called exactly a challenge, but a review that you would make inside 2 minutes. If there's any question, what they'd be asking right here is, did he have a knee down? Was his forward motion stopping? It has nothing to do with a whistle. That would take place on the field. There's Jackie Harris, number 88. 25 is Fernando Bryant, right. Looks like his left knee was down.
But that angle is, we need a sideline view, I think, because we're blocked out to see if the ball was loose when that knee went down.
Well, the key to it is if he's got control of it when that knee goes down.
If that's the view, and that may be the only view we have, that may be inconclusive because you can't see if the ball is loose. You can see the knee go down, but you can't see if the ball is loose.
And it has to be conclusive. That's the key. There's
you can't
knee
tell.
Is down. You know, the part that I noticed there, though, is that Fernando Bryant, he's the only guy that strips the ball loose. His arm doesn't come flying out of that midsection of Jackie Harris until well after the knee was down, though.
That, to me, would be inconclusive. The question is the ball loose?
Right. It may be inconclusive, but Jackie Harris was holding on to that ball as tight as he could until Bryant stripped him loose from it, and that strip didn't happen until after the knee touched.
You're sure of that?
I am sure of that. Let's take another look at it right here. All right, his knee is down now. Watch the strip. Now is the strip. That's when the ball comes out.
Well, look how far the ball is.
But the ball is. Jackie Harris is holding on to that ball as tight as he can.
You can't tell from that view.
I was just watching the game and I saw exactly what happened. Well, that's my opinion of it, but you're right. It has to be conclusive, and if it can't be determined from that view, then there won't be a reversal of the call on the field.
That guy can sit and look at that thing all he wants, but that view will not tell him definitively that was a fumble.
Well, while we're looking, these 2 coaches right now, both of them are about as tense as you can get with so much on the line. They're both having a terrific season, and both of them wanted to finish strong. Unfortunately, one of them going to walk away from today with a bad taste.
After reviewing the play, the runner's left knee was down prior to the ball coming out. It'll be 2nd down.
Once again, I wish you wouldn't question my judgment.
We saw the knee, but we did not see the ball. When you don't see the ball, you can't make the ruling.
Well, I think the officials, though, could see that the reason for the fumble was the strip by Fernando Bryant. And you can clearly see that that strip doesn't take place until after the knee is down. Here's the strip. So he must have had possession.
I don't know.
Deductive thinking.
I don't know. I mean, that's what Walt Coleman thought, but I don't know how he can tell from that.
Okay, Kevin, I just don't want to discuss it anymore.
I know we're done.
The ruling is final.
We're finished.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. We're not going to change it.
Minute 21 left.
Cleveland is on top of Indianapolis. We're almost at halftime in that game.
Cleveland's still playing hard. Chris Palmer has them up working hard. They know their good times are ahead of them.
Colts just got a field goal. Third, make it 2nd down and 3.
3-man rush.
McNair with the rush coming on from Payne, and Smengi breaks away from Payne, flies down the sideline, whacked by Brackens out of bounds. And a flag because it was a hit out of bounds. It's a 10-yard gain. Brackens with the quarterback on the chalk. And that's what the penalty flag was about. A late hit out of play.
It looked like McNair had taken a step or two right along the sideline out of bounds before Brackens hit it. Extra special care for the quarterback.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 90 in the defense, hitting the man out of bounds. 15 yards, first down.
Now the scramble's going to happen to Steve McNair's right. You can see Tony Bracken's going to show up right down in here. He's the defensive left end. He's on that side. Now here he comes. That's not him chasing him there, but Brackens is coming on this part of it right there. And he can't quite see it because of the people standing on the sideline, but McNair was well out of bounds.
On the 30, it's 1st down and 10.
3-man rush again.
Great time by McNair, and off he goes to the tight end Wycheck. He's got a 1st down inside the 20. He broke a tackle by Darius. He is brought down by Kevin Hardy. It's a gain of 17 with 50 seconds to play. And a timeout taken by Tennessee. They've got 1 left, and Jacksonville has 2 remaining.
Well, that's another breakdown in coverage to have somebody that wide open with a 3-man rush. 3-man rush means that you're going to have 8 people back there in coverage, and somebody's got that flat.
So now Tennessee is down to the 13-yard line, and Monday on CBS begins with The King of Queens, starring Kevin James and Jerry Stiller, followed by Ladies' Man, then Monday's #1 comedy, Everybody Loves Raymond, and then Becker, starring Ted Danson. Find out who will be the Time 100 person of the century. All Monday, right here on CBS with Sam White. Kevin Harlan, timeout taken by Tennessee, on the move again. 2 Steve McNair touchdown passes, 17-7.
A 3-down lineman, but a linebacker coming. They're going to come after him this time.
On the 14-yard line. Here comes Brackens. McNair gets away inside the 10, spinning to the 5, corkscrewing to the 3. He's got a 1st down. Smengi made the tackle. It's a gain of 10. Line up quickly. They've got a timeout to burn. 30 seconds to play, and there's a quick spike of the ball. It'll be 2nd down and goal. That'll stop the clock at now officially 29 seconds.
McNair could feel the coverage. This time they were going to bring 4 people. Show 3 and bring 4. When he starts to scramble up the middle, he's going to make his yards. But here's where the strength and the size of McNair right there to make that extra 2 or 3 yards. And he does it on every time he runs the ball. You can feel him falling forward like a running back does.
Tennessee is a perfect 7-0 at home this season. 2nd down goal from the 2. George in the backfield. Maybe something right with those 2 tight ends over there.
A lot of people.
They're going right, and it's McNair to the end zone, and caught for the touchdown. Grabbed by Yancey Thigpen.
Thigpen just comes a little bit, and he's just going to turn right inside right there. The slide gives him a little bit of a chance to free himself of the coverage. That time by Kevin Hardy. It's such a short throw. The ball's in the air such a short time. You can throw right into tight coverage like that. They've missed Yancey Thigpen, although he hadn't had a lot of catches today. They've missed him.
How about 3 touchdown passes from Steve McNair, the Del Greco extra point. McNair, Sam, had gone 6 consecutive games in the middle of the season without a touchdown pass, 1 in the last 7 weeks, and now he throws 3 today against the number 2 defense in the NFL.
And remember, that kind of coincided, or exactly coincided, with Yancey Thigpen's injury and being out of it. You think that a guy that is a go-to guy, remember, he former Pittsburgh Steeler that played so many years with Neil O'Donnell, the backup quarterback at Tennessee. Tight coverage, bullet throw, just make a play. These are the things that the players do. This is not so much design of the play as it is, guys, we're going to give you a chance to go out there and just make the play on athletic ability.
Don't forget the fumble review, which went in favor of Tennessee, which was a little bit controversial, hard to decipher, but what looked like a fumble recovery by Jacksonville, they give it to Thigpen's Titans, and they go in on the touchdown as Steve McNair, with 25 seconds remaining, has trotted into the locker room. And now here's the kickoff by Hendrick, the ex-Green Bay Packer. Line drive boot. And this will be taken by Lindsey Jackson. And he's up to the 25-yard line and then hit hard and brought down by Donald Mitchell.
Jacksonville had turned the momentum around momentarily. But the true measure of a good football team, Tennessee in this case, is coming right back and matching that score. Jacksonville had not done much. The defense held Tennessee to 3 and out. Jacksonville marches right down and scores. It looks like they're back in the ball game, and then Tennessee takes all that momentum away from Tom Coughlin and his Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jay Fiedler comes in last year with Minnesota, 2 seasons with Philadelphia. He has played this year. In fact, he directed a comeback in week 6 against Cleveland in Jacksonville. Brunell is in the locker room, twisted left knee. His return uncertain from the 25, 1st and 10. A pass right through the hands of McCardell, and then through the hands at the 40-yard line of the defensive back who just about had it, and that was Samari Rolle. 21, incomplete pass.
These are important plays for Jay Fiedler for one reason, just to give him a chance to get some action, to see the field and warm his arm up and be ready to go in the second half if he's got to go the entire second part of this ball game. He's a veteran player that has played before. What a plus that is for a football team to have somebody that's been in real competitions, not a young player.
2nd down and 10. The 4th-year player from Dartmouth, Fiedler, out of the pocket, flipping it off, caught by Taylor, has the 1st down, and then is brought down by Danon Sidney after a gain of 18 yards. 8 seconds to play. Jacksonville with 2 timeouts. Clock is stopped.
They're still a little too far away for the Hail Mary type throw. With 8 seconds, they have time to go to the sideline for about a 12 or 15-yard gain and then throw the Hail Mary.
Hollis has kicked a field goal this year of 50 yards. They do have 2 timeouts remaining. Hollis has made 34 consecutive field goals inside the 40, but you've got a way to go right here. As Fiedler taking over for the injured Brunell on the 43. Runs outside, chased by Thornton, throws down the sideline, incomplete, no yellow on the field. 1 second on the second quarter clock. He was aiming for Jimmy Smith. It'll be 2nd down.
Actually, Jackie's going to go right down around the sideline. Let's see if there's contact before that ball gets there. Ooh. The only way you'd rule that not interference would be there was an uncatchable pass, but they got some hands on that one. Not a reviewable play, however. Look how deep they're playing, Kevin. They've got safeties on the 1-yard line all the way back.
Unbelievable.
To the 1-yard line.
2nd down 10. 4 receivers platooned by Fiedler. Given time, winds up, goes deep down the side, shy of the goal line and out of bounds. Incomplete. Well, a flag has been thrown. A flag is down back at the 32-yard line.
They're calling roughing the passer. That'll give Jacksonville 1 more shot. You can't end the half on a penalty like that. Walt Coleman trying to get everybody back on the field because Jackson, especially Tennessee, they headed right on in. Some of the Jacksonville players were already in the locker room.
Third and George.
Personal foul. 91 of the defense. Roughing the passer. 15 yards. First down.
Josh Evans.
Jay Fiedler, this is the Hail Mary, just trying to buy enough time for his receivers to get down the field more than anything else. Lets it go.
Ooh.
And then the hit. I don't know. You know, I mean,
pretty close.
It was close. That's not a true helmet to helmet, certainly. And he hit him above the waist. Everything you ask. It looked like a one-step hit. It wasn't late. He did get the ball off before he was hit.
Well, if you try to field goal, it'd be about 60 yards. So right now they're on the 42. Barring a penalty, this will be the first half's final play. Oh, and he's sacked. Javon Curse, the #1 sack man in the AFC, and the first rookie defensive end in the AFC going to the NFL as a starter in the Pro Bowl.
Fiedler steps up and to his right. Javon Curse comes off the block by Leon Searcy, and that's all she wrote.
There's never been a rookie who has more sacks than Curse in the history of the NFL. Best game of the season so far this year for Steve McNair. Tennessee on top of Jacksonville 24-7. Kevin Harlan alongside Sam Weich. Word from the Jacksonville locker room, Mark Brunell will not return. He has sprained his left knee, out for the game, so Jay Fiedler now will have to lead him back.
Remember last year he had the rib injury at the end of the season, missed 3 games or so right before the playoffs. Big factor in their playoff. Now they're going to make the playoffs, obviously they've already had a clinch, but how far they go now is affected.
Well, let's take a look at some of the halftime numbers. Some interesting things as we see the total yards, 278 for Tennessee over Jacksonville, and the big turnover by the Jaguars.
Well, you never thought that Tennessee would dominate Jacksonville like this. We thought this would be a tight ball game between two excellent teams, but we saw Steve McNair throw 3 touchdown passes in the first half. And of course, Fred Taylor on the 1 touchdown run for Jacksonville. The thing that's happened in this ball game that we didn't expect was just the dominance by an offense, Tennessee, against a very good Jacksonville defense.
We begin the second half with the kickoff taken by Alvis Whitted near the 1-yard line, weaving his way upfield and by the 20 and down about the 21. Terry Killens makes the tackle.
There's the playoff situation one more time. This is what is at stake for Jacksonville. They could have, with a win today, AFC Central Division title. It's not over yet, obviously. Of course, if Indianapolis were to lose or tie, they get the home field all the way through the playoffs. Tennessee's win, if they continue their 24-7 lead, guarantees them at least that first game at home in the playoffs, where they're 7-0 and on their way to 8-0 if they play the way they did in the first half.
Jay Fiedler, the quarterback, from the 21. Oh, my goodness, everybody is jumping. Now the question is, was Tennessee induced? Ben Coleman looked like he moved early, the guard.
Prior to the snap, false start, 62, offense, 5 yards, still first down.
You know, Tom Coughlin goes in there at halftime, gives him the best speech he can to get them back on track, and in the first play, you have a mistake. Ben Coleman jumping here. It's so frustrating for the coaches. You can't do anything now but go to the things you practiced all week. You can't wholesale change your game plan because your quarterback's out. You just tighten it up a little.
First and 15, pushed back to the 16-yard line. Fred Taylor, the call, falls down at the 17-yard line. Blaine Bishop and Jason Fisk were there, a gain of 1. Fiedler is in his 4th year out of Dartmouth. He has thrown a touchdown pass this year and no interceptions and very limited play.
Here's what I used to do with a quarterback like this. I'd always have basically another play sheet. And those are the plays that I knew he had confidence in. I'd talk it over with him during the week. And he would practice those things. Sometimes it was the after practice work that he got that he practiced. But these are the plays you go to now, especially early with him in the game.
Great point. Second down, 14. Pocket crumbles. Outside passes dropped by running back Fred Taylor. He's been injured this year with ribs and mainly a hamstring. And now it'll be 3rd down.
The other thing you hope happens for a quarterback stepping in early is that somebody makes a play at the other end of the throw. And Fred Taylor did not make one for him right there. It's amazing what confidence it is for the quarterback if the other guy makes the play for you. Jacksonville's had 5 third downs. 4 were 3rd and 10 or more. This one's 3rd and 14.
From the 17. Good block by Searcy. The pass high and incomplete. McCardell was at the opposite end and about the 36-yard line. Incomplete pass. Fiedler can't do anything with it on his first series of the second half. And Jacksonville, with the best record in the NFL at 13-1, will have to punt.
And the officials have, there's a football on the field. There they go. Now somebody sees it. Always good to have one ball in play at a time.
Well, they got, the different balls. They have K balls. They have game balls. That's a game ball that left, and a K ball just came out.
That's exactly what happened. And the game ball was a little tardy there getting off the field.
K ball is the kicking ball, which is not broken in, slippery and stiff. Here's the kick by Barker, driving Mason back to about the 33-yard line. He got a block, and then he's brought down by Dave Thomas. The longtime Jaguars 6-yard return after the best punt of the day by Brian Barker, sailing 50 yards. He needed that one. Tennessee 24-7. Kevin Harlan, Sam White here in Nashville. A 3-touchdown passing performance so far from McNair.
First game he's been healthy in 2.5 years playing against Jacksonville and is showing up. He's been banged up a lot this year, but he feels good. And he's had 3 touchdown passes to show for it.
38-yard line, 1st and 10. Here comes Marks. There goes the pass. The blitz was on. The pass incomplete. Whitecheck was downfield. It'll be 2nd down and 10. And log on to NFL.com and vote for the NFL Player of the Century. Who's your pick? Vote now on NFL.com. Who's your pick?
I'm going to say Michael Jordan.
Really?
That's who I'm going to say.
Did they want NFL player or they want what they want?
It's just athlete of the year, wasn't it?
No, NFL
player.
Would you listen to
all right,
what
well,
I'm saying here, for goodness
okay,
sakes?
I still want Michael Jordan.
2nd down and 10 from the 38. Eddie George cuts inside, finds a seam, and there he goes inside the 50. He gets it to the 48, picks up 14 yards with a slashing move. Renee Stewart with the tackle.
Right guard, right tackle. Just watch these two guys right here. One little sidestep, and then they're going sideways. See, they're not going up the field. They're just measuring their guy, and the term they use is cover up your defender. Just try to get my jersey on your jersey and let Eddie George run off those blocks.
Jacksonville has not allowed an opposing rusher 100-yard game. 69 yards right now for Eddie George. 1st and 10 from the 47 of Jacksonville. George again. Down the middle he goes. Mengi was there, and Kevin Hardy, gain of 1, 2nd down 9.
This looked like earlier in the ball game when they came out just pounding away, dominating at this line of scrimmage. Both coaches told us that this is where it'd be won in a game like this. Turnovers and penalties always play a role in every game, but in a game like this, it's those big linemen working.
Sam, there's Jeff Fisher. Used to play for the Chicago Bears, was a good friend of Walter Payton, the late Walter Payton. And in fact, he said during off seasons they would hunt and fish together, so he had a special relationship with him.
Well, he's a guy that's played this game. Of course, played for the Chicago Bears. You mentioned 85, played with the Super Bowl team.
Right. 2nd down 9. Blitz is on by Hardy. And up the middle from Sminky, and the pass is short of the fullback, Lorenzo Neal. Well, they're bringing the house every time against McNair.
Well, their choices are narrowing now on the defensive side of the ball. They've got to get the ball back quickly. They're down enough points here that they need 1 or 2 more opportunities with the ball in the second half than you would normally get. And the way you do it is you try to get that offense of Tennessee off the field with 3 and out a few times. See Tom Coughlin, that sheet he's got right there is just loaded with plays, situations, red zone calls, goal line calls, 3rd down calls, so he can find the play he wants right away.
And he calls the plays.
When Jacksonville's on offense, defensively, Don Capers, of course, is in charge of it.
3rd down and 9. Here comes the blitz again outside. They beat it with Eddie George. Goes into Kevin Hardy, but shy of the 1st down. He is inside the 41, picking up 5. Hardy with the tackle. But shy of a 1st down, and they're going to be out of range for Aldo Greco, so Jacksonville's defense holds. And they'll have to punt Tennessee will with Craig Hendrick. Now he has perfected, Sam, a knuckleball kick, one with a lot of English on it.
Well, the ball is just like a golf shot where you're going to put a lot of backspin on the ball. Very good inside the 20. Had a terrific year. And anytime you can change field position, you can force your opponent to march more than 80 yards to score. You've reduced their chances of scoring by... Oh,
it's a fake. Here's Hendrick, a former high school quarterback, running, diving, and shy of the first down. He did not get it. Shy by about a yard. Seth Payne was there stopping. Did you like the call?
I don't particularly like the call, but I'm looking down at a note right here that Jeff Fisher said to us yesterday, we're not going to hold anything back in this ball game. The reason I don't like the call is it's 24-7 right now. Just maintain the status quo and you go away winning. Right down the sideline. Let's see if we can see where he steps out of bounds right there. Good call.
Good call by the referees. Little trickery by the Titans.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. The United States Army, be all you can be. And by Zocor. Talk to your doctor about Zocor today.
With Sam Weich, Kevin Harlan, we're here in Nashville. From the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for Jacksonville. Hendrick on the fake, couldn't get the first down on the plunge. Jay Fiedler taking the place of the injured Mark Brunell. Brunell in the locker room with a sprained left knee. 1st and 10. And Fiedler right to work. With time, down the middle, he's got Jones wide open, incomplete pass. Tight end Damon Jones was there, and he had room to roam.
You're a coach on the sideline, boy. You're leaning, hoping that ball drops in there. Head him wide open, and you're absolutely right.
So it's 2nd down and 10. Next Sunday, the NFL on CBS brings together the playoff puzzle with outstanding games. Cincy, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Buffalo, Oakland, Kansas City. Sam and I will have Seattle and the Jets. Miami, Washington late, and Tennessee against Pittsburgh, beginning with the NFL today. 12 noon next Sunday on CBS.
If this score holds up, that Cincinnati-Jacksonville game will be big for the Tennessee Titans.
Fred Taylor is stuffed and with no place to run. They had Baron Worthen and Jason Fisk right there making the stop. Taylor's longest carry today, over 40 yards. Worthen makes the stop there.
You know, if this score holds up now and Jacksonville loses and Cincinnati comes into Jacksonville and we're to knock them off, and Tennessee beat Pittsburgh next week, suddenly Tennessee wins this division.
They win the division. 2 Tennessee wins, 2 Jacksonville losses. You're exactly right. Now, 3rd down and 10. And the ball resting at about the 40. The blitz is on. Fiedler back. He's grabbed and brought down by Josh Evans. The 3rd sack today. Authored. He got in there so hard he lost his hat.
And there'll be no penalty for that because that's what it was. He didn't take it off. It just came off.
That's the 3rd sack today by the defense.
They got a little game going now. They got a little working. He breaks clean straight up the chute. The guard actually just turns away from him, looking for the slide or looking for somebody to come around the corner. Oh, the official fell down as he... We'll watch it out on the field now, but Josh Evans, what a start and what a play that one was.
The Barker punt with the rush on from Dorsett, who has blocked the punt in San Francisco earlier this year. That's caught by Mason, who in a thicket of Jacksonville defenders eats the ball at the 39-yard line. Renee Stewart, who played for Miami last year, and Jason Kraft, 29, were right there.
Kevin, Tennessee got away with the fake punt, and I can pretty well assure you, you won't see that again in this ball game.
Gosh, those kids have got to be proud, huh?
Absolutely. Hey, Daddy.
That is somebody's father from the 39. 1st and 10 for McNair, who's had a great day. 3 touchdown passes and a huge game for both teams.
Checking at the line.
Looking for George. Now down the middle to Wycheck, who's grabbed by Donovan Darius, who drills him after a gain of 2 to the 41. 2nd down and 8 with Sam Weich. Kevin Harlan, surprised by this game?
I'm surprised by the score. I thought 2 good football teams playing in a game with so much importance, it would be neck and neck. But Steve McNair's had such a good day. He's completed 10 passes, now 11 passes to his tight end. He's only had 8 incompletions, and 3 of those were drops. So you don't get a lot better than that in a big game.
McNair now 19 of 26, almost 200 yards. 2nd down and 8 from the 41.
Comes the blitz.
Hardy comes from one side. The pass outside caught by Chris Sanders, who's wrapped up and brought down by number 1 pick Fernando Bryant after a gain of 5. Busy day in the NFL. Let's check in with Jim Nantz in New York.
Quite a story today at Cleveland, Kevin. Up 8, the Browns on the goal line trying to stop the Colts, but Edgerrin James gets it across. He, however, is denied on a 2-point try, so the Browns lead by 2. Let's go back to you.
Yeah, well, thank you, Jim. A win gives the Colts 13 wins, which, Sam, would be a 10-game improvement from a 3-13 record a season ago. Incredible story written by Jim Mora. That talented team. 3rd and 3 from the 46. Chased by Hardy. McNair throws down the sidelines, caught out of bounds by 3rd-year Kansas Jayhawk Isaac Byrd. Incomplete, and Jacksonville's defense holds for a 2nd consecutive time.
Well, it's their only chance to get it back into this ball game is get Tennessee's offense off the field quick. Tennessee had the ball for over 20 minutes in the first half. They control the clock like that, they'll walk away with a win. Now let's just see if there's a chance of a fake punt right here by Craig Hendricks. Just one chance in a billion.
$1 million punter, Craig Hendrick. That's what Tennessee had to give him to lure him away from Green Bay. Kicked at Notre Dame in college. When the rush is on, the punt is high. Down the middle, McCardell from the 10 by the first wave. Running outside and finally brought down by Greg Favors. A 44-yard punt. 9-yard return by McCardell. Hendrick does his job. His team doing their job. 24-7.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Ameritrade, the way to trade, period. And by DirecTV. What are you looking at?
Kevin Harlan, Sam White, Nashville, Tennessee with 3 touchdown passes from McNair. Brunell is out. Sprained left knee. Jay Fiedler is in. He played for the Vikings in a backup role a season ago. On the 19, 1st and 10, fake handoff outside. He spins. That's dropped by tight end Damon Jones. 2nd down and 10.
That was the 7th offensive play for Jacksonville in this half. They are minus 6 yards on their 7 plays. No first downs. And Tennessee is not exactly what Jeff Fisher. They are not holding back anything.
And if you're wondering about Jay Fiedler, and if that last name sounds familiar, yes, he is a distant relative of the late former conductor of the Boston Cops, Arthur Fiedler. He's orchestrating his offense now. He's 1 of 7. 2nd down and 10, shy of the 20. And he throws, threads a pass, which is caught by Jones, coughed up, but he was down. A gain of 9, close to a first down, and he splits 2 defenders with a pinpoint pass to his tight end Jones. And Tuesday on CBS, a medical miracle gave him a new identity. The only catch you can never tell the family he left behind. This is your chance to see now and again on a special day and time, Tuesday at 10, 9 Central, here on CBS. That's a good show.
Very good.
They're going to measure Sam and see how close he is.
I don't think he's got quite enough for it, but they can call for the measure. Jay Fiedler, of course, replacing Mark Brunell. Remember, a year ago, Brunell was out 3 regular season games there towards the end. And the problem is, you know, they could play without Mark Brunell next week. They're in the playoffs. They've got that all wrapped up. The problem, of course, is that when they get into the playoffs, he won't be 100% healthy as he was not a year ago.
Fiedler, as we mentioned back in the first half, has played this year, although in a limited role. He directed a come-from-behind win Week 6 in Jacksonville against the Cleveland Browns.
And next week, he'll meet another team from Ohio, Cincinnati Bengals, and Jeff Fisher told us the other day, he said, you know, there's one team I would not want to play after Week 12, and that's Cincinnati. And they are coming on hard. Of course, he was setting everybody's mind to thinking there, because if Cincinnati knocks them off and Tennessee beats Pittsburgh, they could actually still win this division.
It's 3rd and inches from the 29. Changing the play. Play clock at 1. Gets it off. It goes to the running back Taylor, who tries to slither to the first down. Sam, I think he's short again by about the length of a football, much to the dismay of Jacksonville coach Tom Coughlin.
Well, it's very tough to change a play in this stadium with a crowd going crazy on 3rd and short and get everybody the word. You may be able to get the word to the center and the guards who can hear you because you're right there with them. But the backs have to step up, and you got to turn around and tell them. There's just too many opportunities for miscommunication. And then you leave a little uncertainty, and you leave a little short.
And for Jacksonville, without their quarterback, Mark Brunell, their 3rd consecutive 3 and out. This offense of Jacksonville came in number 7, but they have not looked like that. And on defense, much the same thing. They're coming in number 2 in the NFL today, and they have not looked good on defense.
Well, they're playing a good team, so good teams can make you look, not as strong as you have been all year long. But this is a little bit too early to be taking a chance and going for it on 4th down if you're Jacksonville.
And Tennessee has played a great game.
They've just played well. They've had only one drive. That one drive towards the end of the first half, where Wycheck stretched for a first down by inches. McNair had the roughing the quarterback on the sideline, and then Jackie Harris was stripped of the ball, and it was reversed. The play was reversed. That's the only series that they really had some things going for them, other than things they created themselves.
Great kick by Barker. Fair caught back at the 30-yard line by Mason. A 41-yard punt. Tennessee undefeated at home, leading 24-7. Well, if their offense is struggling, Jacksonville's defense has played pretty good in this half.
Well, they have. Kevin Hardy has been lining up. You see him wearing that neck harness. He had a contact with Tony Brackens last week. But he's lining up on the end of the line of scrimmage a lot, just trying to get one more guy up into the backfield of Tennessee. Has not paid off.
Jacksonville's defense has only allowed 29 yards in this second half after struggling in the first, and flags are all over the field. 9 plays for Tennessee, just 29 yards in the second half.
Encroachment on the defense, number 94. 5 yards, still first down.
Rookie Larry Smith out of Florida State.
Just change the octave, 1 up. Quarterback will go hut, hut. You hear that? Once you just do something about the different sound, it doesn't have to be any louder or any quicker to the first call. Just change the sound of it, and it'll bring them across.
Now 1st and 5 from the 30. Play action. Here comes Hardy. There goes the pass by McNair. He's got Bird downfield. Breaks the tackle of Bryant. Breaks the tackle of Darius. Touchdown. Oh, what a play. 64-yard touchdown reception. Bird had one last week as well.
Just going straight down the field. Isaac Bird caught a touchdown last week from Frank Wycheck. This time, Steve McNair. McNair rolling out to his right. Bought enough time. That's excellent running after the catch, too. That's conceding nothing. A lot of receivers, their legs will go dead when they run that far to catch the ball. They make sure of the catch and their legs don't stay going. He does.
Extra point by Joe. Brucko is in. The Tennessee offense is chewing up Jacksonville. And when you got a last name like Bird, baby, there's only one way to celebrate the end zone. 64-yard touchdown pass to Isaac Bird, a 6th-round pick by Kansas City, went on their practice squad. And he has been starting for the injured Yancey Thigpen over the last 5 weeks, and catches his second 60-yard touchdown pass in as many weeks. 61 yards last week, 64 yards right there.
You know, when you're having a championship-type year, the coaches are always uptight. They don't want anything to fall short late in the year. The players, on the other hand, they just have fun. Steve McNair shows you how to do it right there.
4 touchdown passes from McNair, and Jeff Fisher, who has had 3 consecutive 8-8 seasons and was on the hot seat coming into this season, is zeroing in on the 12th win and maybe a home playoff game with it, winning over Jacksonville if they go on to capture the game later today in the kickoff by Hendrick. Elvis Whitted at about the 6-yard line for Jacksonville. Brought down by Doug Coleman, who knocked him off balance. Also, Perry Phoenix, number 35.
One more time now, the AFC. Jacksonville, if they go to 13-2. Indianapolis struggling there in Cleveland.
If Indianapolis would lose and Tennessee would win, home field is certainly up for grabs throughout the playoffs.
Absolutely. Indianapolis has got it in their hands up there playing a team they should beat. Tennessee, though, is looking at it. If they win this game, which they are well on their way to doing, they'll be looking at a 1 o'clock game. If they'll be watching in Jacksonville, Cincinnati-Jacksonville, they play at 4 o'clock, so they'll know next week when they go into their game exactly what they have on their hands.
From the 27, Brunell's out with a sprained left knee. Fiedler is in again, going deep. His receiver fell. This is intercepted by Samori Roll. His second. And he'll fly downfield, gets a block, and is all the way to the Jacksonville 37. The best team record-wise in the NFL is staggering as Roll picks off his second interception of the day.
Right now, Jacksonville wants to just go back to fundamentals. Don't leave this game looking like a team that's not completely organized, not completely under control.
Oh, they want to go back to fundamentals. They probably want to go back to Florida.
Well, they'd like to go back to Florida to work on those fundamentals, no question. This is not as bad a pass as it looks. The receiver does fall down, but it's an easy one. At the very end of this play, however, number 87, Keenan McCardell, gets into a little shoving match, which is really uncharacteristic of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And you just want to go ahead and get this game, get back into it if you can, as best you can, but don't come away looking completely unjointed.
On the Jacksonville 36, look at the time for McNair. Slings a pass which is incomplete. Darius was all over Kevin Dyson. Second down and 10. Back to Jim Nance we go in New York to our studios.
All right, guys, it didn't happen until the fourth quarter, but we have a touchdown at last in Foxborough. It's Terry Allen scoring for the Patriots. Allen gets the touchdown there. They fumbled after he already crossed the goal line. Pats lead the Bills by 7. Let's go back to you.
Thank you, Jim. How about this? New England has won 4 consecutive games against Buffalo in Foxborough. Bills can clinch a playoff berth with the win in either a Miami loss or a Seattle loss. Second down and 10.
And George off the left side. He's just going to try to pound away a little bit now. Eddie George is the kind of guy you want to have in your lineup with the lead, eating up the clock, controlling not only the clock but the ground yardage. Every coach says the same things. In November, late November, December, you have to be able to run the ball because you don't know what kind of weather you're going to run into. Perfect today, however. And you certainly have to be able to finish a team off once you get the lead. You don't want to have to be running risky plays.
73 rushing yards for George. Jacksonville has not allowed a 100-yard rusher all season. Third down and 8. Inside the Jaguar 35. Here comes the rush by Boyer. Moving up nicely is the quarterback, who throws to his tight end Whitecheck. Another first down. He picks up 10 on third down and 8.
They have been almost perfect on third down. This time they had Michael Rohn and Jackie Harris sitting together, the 2 tight ends. Jackie Harris runs up a couple of yards past the first down marker, just turns to the outside. And Steve McNair, look at those numbers today, just steps up and gives everybody a chance to get open and delivers the ball right to the correct side of the jersey. He had to put that one in tight, too.
He's having a career day inside the Jacksonville 25, first and 10. And off to George. Breaks one tackle of Boyer. Breaks another tackle of Brackens, and then finally chased down from behind and brought down by Renee Stewart, a gain of 9. Yep, they're that close to a first down and sealing a win.
And here's what I'm seeing different in Jacksonville now as opposed to earlier in the game. At the end of the play, you see 1 or 2 players around the ball carrier. Earlier in the game, it was gang tackling. You're still seeing that gang tackling by Tennessee.
Cleveland on top of the Colts. Patriots just scored, as Jim just told us, on top of Buffalo. Bills are 9-5. Second down and 1. Inside the 15-yard line.
2 tight ends in the game.
It's George with a nice block from Lorenzo Neal, but no gain on the play. Payne was there with the tackle.
The fact that they don't make the first down right there is not a concern to Jeff Fisher, because it just means one more play, another 40-some-odd seconds off the clock. Try to put this team away. You know, these two teams could meet again in the playoffs.
Right.
And the balance of this game, the way that next week goes, could decide who's going to play in whose stadium in that playoff game.
3rd and 1, quarterback sneak by McNair, and I think, Sam, he nudged the pile up. He didn't get the first down. Now on 3rd downs today, Jeff Fisher's Tennessee Titans have gone 9 of 13. That is an outstanding number.
Jeff Fisher told us the other day, he said, I want to build this team. The things I look for are character. That's a priority. We want people we can depend on in the clutch. They are doing it today. Speed, especially at the corners, with size, because you're seeing so many big wide receivers. And then I want somebody that can stop the run up the middle. And boy, earlier in this ball game, it was done. Jason Fisk, Josh Evans, all of them doing a terrific job.
On the 7th play of the drive, 1st and 10. McNair down the middle. It's caught by Dyson. He's inside the 5. Diving touchdown!
Kevin Dyson, number 87. Just coming on a little shallow cross, catches it. Now he's going to turn up the field. First thing you do, get up the field as fast as you can. Look at the effort at the very end of the jump. And then when he goes for the old Tennessee version of the Lambeau Leap, they have to have teammates help push him up. It's all fun when you're winning.
And Brecco will try the extra point. It's perfect, much like this day has been for Tennessee. 3:24 to play here in the 3rd. Titans on a 5-touchdown pass performance from Steve McNair are buzzsawing through the Jaguars 38-7. Who would have thought it would have been this lopsided?
And who would have thought he couldn't get all the way up without help? There comes the help.
There we go. Push him. And the welcoming party.
Oh, man. And Steve McNair, what a terrific day he's had. Not just throwing the football, he couldn't do much better than he has, but keeping the team in the right plays and running the ball when he had to. Well, you have these days every so often when everything you do seems to click, you're right in sync, and sometimes you'll catch a team that is very good, obviously Jacksonville is, that is not in sync, and they have not been today. They didn't look like they were quite ready. It's not a knock on the coaches getting them ready or anything. Teams is 56 players or so by the time you count the guys that are on the cab squad. 46 of them dress. It's tough to get them all together every week in the NFL.
And the kickoff by Hendrick is away. A line drive which will take Alvis Whitted back to about his 2-yard line for Jacksonville. Gets a block from Shelton. Down the sideline he goes. He got a block on the play. And the fastest Jaguar, Alvis Whitted, is going to go the entire way, 98 yards. It's been forever since Tennessee has allowed a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Pure speed coming up the field. Alvis Whitted, once he breaks through, actually lost a little speed there before he was clearly in the open. No substitute for pure speed, Kevin. But that also demonstrates something. They're a championship football team. They're down by a lot of points, but they're not out of it in their minds.
At the extra point, 98-yard return by Alvis Whitted. Not since 1990, when this team was known as the Houston Oilers, have they allowed a kickoff return for a touchdown. Fireworks here. Jim Nantz talks about some fireworks. Let's go back to him in our NFL studios in New York.
All right, guys, an interesting issue right now is the home field issue, because look what's happening at Cleveland. Terry Kirby scores, and the Browns are up 9 inside of 12 minutes remaining. By the way, with Orlando Brown out today, Cleveland's enjoying its best rushing performance of the season. Back to Kevin and Sam.
Thank you, Jim. Again, Cleveland has not won at home all season long, coming in 2-13. The Colts, who Sam have won 10 consecutive games, are in, but they want that home field. And Jim, with the good note there, home field is certainly up for grabs now. But the way Jeff Fisher is, he has clinched at least one home playoff game if he can continue the way he's going right now and beat Jacksonville today.
With a bigger prize possibly in his hands next week, depending on the outcome. Cincinnati at Jacksonville, Tennessee at Pittsburgh.
Eric Mason deep back. Kickoff. He'll come from Steve Lindsay.
Little pooch kick, high and short.
And taken by Isaac Bird, who just caught the touchdown pass, and he's up to the 36-yard line. So we'll see this outstanding. I think Neil O'Donnell has set the check in for the Tennessee Titans. McNair is finished with his 5 touchdowns, and Neil O'Donnell will check in, and he is a guy that when McNair was out, Sam, earlier in the season was outstanding, 4-1 as a starter.
Good move by Jeff Fisher. I like this. The reason is you've got the game in hand. Neil O'Donnell's a veteran quarterback. Get him a little bit of work in the event you're going to need him in the playoff.
He's quarterbacked the Super Bowl team in Pittsburgh with the Jets, Cincinnati last year, and now Tennessee from the 36.
Neil O'Donnell. Neil was the quarterback when they beat Jacksonville for their only loss.
That's right.
This game.
It's George for no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. That's a very good point. Through the game-winning touchdown pass to Michael Rome.
That's right. That's why I stepped all over you when I was trying to get the word in.
It's all right. I'm used to it.
Just keep on talking.
He had a good day.
You going into this ball game, 5 touchdown passes now. Remember, you pointed out the last 7 games he's only had a touchdown pass, 1 last week against Atlanta. So he turned on the juices when they needed to.
2nd down and 10 from the 36 for new quarterback Neil O'Donnell. Blitz is on by Smendy, and the pass is caught outside by Dyson. Aaron Beasley was covering on the play. It's a gain of 6. Here's the NFC playoff picture.
One more time now. St. Louis, they're in 12-2. Tampa Bay holding the edge now, mainly because teams like Detroit and Minnesota have fallen here, have lost games. Detroit, of course, losing this week.
Green Bay will play Tampa Bay today. That's a huge game. Dallas is staggering, losing to New Orleans yesterday.
St. Louis at 12-2.
3rd down and 4 from the 41. O'Donnell in the pocket and throws a quick dart to his tight end Frank Wycheck. Gain of 7, and he does tumble ahead to a 1st down up at the 47-yard line.
Neil O'Donnell is very good at this passing game. The short, quick throws. He's got a quick release, a high release. You have to keep the ball up when you're throwing the ball only 8 to 10 yards down the field, especially if it's not all the way to the sideline. Too many hands can jump up there and knock it down.
Got some pretty good backups here, huh? And Chris Chandler for a while, Dave Craig last year, Neil O'Donnell now.
I think probably Neil O'Donnell and Dave Craig were their favorites of that group, mainly because they had them playing in support roles with Steve McNair. And Chris Chandler didn't quite fit that role as well as the other two.
After Wycheck's 9th catch of the day, which is a 1st down, Eddie George dancing inside the 50 and falling down to the 45 in a face mask after the gain of 6. Bryce Paup made the tackle. It is the face mask. Let's see if it's the garden variety or the big one. 5 yards or 15. What will they decide? That's what they're figuring out right now.
Face mask, 95 on the defense, 5 yards, 1st down.
You normally have to see the head snap around before you get to 15 yards. If it's just a little bit of a hand in there, they're going to protect you. I don't know that his head, I think
he was almost incidental.
Yeah, he was kind of in a twist himself, but his hand was up there around it. It looked like 2 or 3 guys actually had their hands rake across his face mask. But how about the running effort? This point in the ball game by Eddie George. This guy doesn't slow down for anything.
88 yards. On the 41, 1st and 10. Good time for O'Donnell. Throws the pass caught by Dyson. Breaks a tackle of Beasley on his horse and down to the 19, make it the 17-yard line. It's a 25-yard gain. Lonnie Martz with the tackle, and that should take us to the 4th quarter in what has been a stunning performance by the Titans.
And they're not running it up right now. They're just giving Neil O'Donnell some work in the passing game, and there's still a full quarter to play. You can't tighten up and pull your horns in at this point.
Well, the screws are tightening, and the Central Division is still up for grabs as Tennessee is rolling. On plays like this to Isaac Byrd after 3, it's all Tennessee. We begin the 4th quarter with Sam Wyche, Kevin Harlan, Neil O'Donnell taking the place of McNair, who threw 5 touchdown passes. First down from the 17, and on Eddie George busting free. And with a burst, he accelerates down to the 9, picking up 7. And he's now over 90 yards, Sam, on the day.
I suspect they'll keep him in until he gets that 100-yard mark, and then he'll come out just like Steve McNair did. But that offensive line, I will guarantee you, they looked each other in the eye and said, let's get him 100 yards as fast as we can. Get him on the sideline ready to go.
There's Steve McNair right there. 5 touchdown passes today. That is a career high.
He played about as well as any quarterback can play against a quality defense.
2nd down 3. George with 95 yards. 2 tight ends. George again. A block from Harris. Still on his feet. Gaining perhaps 2 yards on the play. Down to the 8. Donovan Darius with the tackle.
You know, the other interesting point here, we thank Ken Mack, our able assistant, for thinking of this, is that the backup situation for both these teams. Neil O'Donnell's already gone 4-1 this year. They could put him in now. Of course, he's not in there because of an injury. He's in there because it's just time to take Steve out, McNair out of the game. But on the other side of the ball, Jacksonville not nearly in as good a situation with their backup quarterback. Jay Fiedler's a good player, but he's not as good, and certainly not as experienced as Neil O'Donnell.
Nor is Jonathan Quinn, that other guy, number 12, who's standing there. It's 3rd down, a short 2 from the 8 of Jacksonville. Following the block of Neil, it's George trying to creep his way, slink his way for a 1st down, and he has it. He had to get to the 6, and that's where he is. Ronaldo Wynn makes the tackle. And if the spot is true, and it's where, looking at it right now, it looks like it is a 1st down. Yep, they got it. 1st and goal.
Bring in 2 more wide receivers. Lorenzo Neal comes out of the ball game. They're going to spread them out a little bit, but my guess is they're going to give it right back to Eddie George.
98 yards for George.
So he can get his 100 before they reach the end zones. They're on the 6.
Officially 98 yards. 1st and goal. George tackled, spins, and he's to the 4. Hit initially by Walker and finally finished off by Lonnie Martz and Seth Payne.
Still going with the extra wide receivers in the ball game, but 2nd down. Still going to give this ball to Eddie George. They're going to pound it in there as long as they can. 2 things are happening, of course. They're just eating that clock up. And, of course, they are hoping they can get Eddie George's 100 on this drive and not have to put him back in the game on the next series.
2nd down, goal at the 4. It's to George. Got a block from Rollins. Slitzing inside. He has 100 yards. He's down to inside the 2. Picking up 2. Hardy and Martz with the tackle.
And now that offensive line is going to look each other in the eye one more time and say, all right, all the way in the end zone, everybody finish your blocks off. One of my favorite words in this sport is finish, and that is exactly what they have to do right now.
First 100-yard rusher Jacksonville's defense has allowed all season.
Yeah, we haven't seen Tennessee beating up on a weak sister here. This is one of the best, I think, the best football team in football in the NFL right now is Jacksonville. Tennessee manhandling. 3rd
and goal from the 2, and it is deflected on a pass intended for Michael Roan. Donovan Darius was defending on the play. I love this kid, Darius. #1 pick out of Syracuse last year. So O'Donnell cannot get his team in for 6. They'll have to settle for 3.
Donovan Darius is, I think, a better physical guy than he is a cover guy. can do both of them. Boy, last year when he was a rookie playing, he would come up and just knock you into the third row. No fear at all.
Del Greco's made a 30-yard field goal. This will be a 20-yard try. Hendrick the hold on the Bruce Matthews snap, and it's good. So Del Greco goes 2 of 2. And Tennessee builds the lead. A stunning 41-14 advantage. Kevin Harlan, Sam White. There's Alvis Whitted. Last time we saw him, he was returning a kickoff 98 yards for a touchdown. And he looked good doing it.
Straight up the field. Your return guys have to be willing to go straight up the field, dodge people, still moving north and south.
And they're going to kick purposefully away from Whitted here. And it is picked up by Jaguar Corey Chamblin, who is a little-used reserve, a rookie free agent from Tennessee Tech who was in camp with Baltimore, and he was signed off the Jacksonville practice squad not too long ago. It's CBS's greatest sports moments coming up this week. The Leitner jump shot. In Philadelphia, Nancy Kerrigan, Kirby Puckett, John Elway. CBS's greatest sports moments, Thursday night, 8/7 Central.
And there'll be a lot more great sports moments leading up all the way to the AFC Championship this year, with AFC as strong as it is.
Mark Brunell has missed the entire second half with a sprained left knee. Jay Fiedler is in, loops one down the sideline, incomplete. Aiming for Jimmy Smith, who has 99 catches on the year, but just 1 today. Denard Walker was covering 2nd down and 10.
Walker is step for step. Look at his hips turn early, and now he's looking at the receiver. He can sense when the ball's about there, but he's running. When he's got a player that close to the sideline, he doesn't really have to worry about anything except the receiver trying to come back underneath him. That's why you don't take your eyes off the receiver in that situation.
They've only thrown to Smith 3 times today. 2nd down 10 from the 34. It's Taylor outside. Getting a block from Baselli. And then belted at about the line of scrimmage. We'll call it a gain maybe of a half yard. So it'll be 3rd down. Coming up on the American General postgame show, Jim, Craig, Randy, and Jerry will get you caught up on all the scores, all the highlights, recap of all today's action in the NFL, all coming up on the American General postgame report.
The guys will be talking about and reviewing all the ramifications of the wins and losses. This late in the season is a big swing every time somebody hits the field.
It's 3rd and 10. Outside the 33, near the 34. Smith is on the move. Fiedler for the injured Brunell. Sets, got a block from Coleman. Throws it. It's not free. Smith had an incomplete pass in midfield. Incomplete pass in midfield. Marcus Robertson put the anvil on Smith. Ball caught free. 3 and out for Jacksonville again.
Smith is going to go in motion, then up, and then back across the field. This is really a good play for Jay Fiedler. He was in trouble in the backfield, running out of time, still delivered the ball perfectly down the middle. He wasn't successful, but for his own personal development, and he may have to play a little bit more, not only this ball game, but possibly next week, depending on how Mark Brunell's injury, his knee strain, turns out.
Jacksonville almost blocked by Killens. On his way by Barker and retrieved by Mason at the 25-yard line. 42-yard punt. Jacksonville still without a first down in the second half because of that guy's defense. Timeout.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway, the way a sandwich should be. Prudential, your rock-solid choice for insurance, investments, real estate, and financial services. And by Rogaine Extra Strength for Men.
Gorgeous view of downtown Nashville, and what a great day that Eddie George had. 102 yards and part of Tennessee's 41-14 romp over Jacksonville.
And Rodney Thomas will get a chance to play now for Tennessee. That's enough. That's one of the luxuries when you got a lead like this. You can start to rest your players, make sure those injuries aren't exposed.
Neil O'Donnell, 1st down and 10, handoff Rodney Thomas, and he corkscrews his way up to the 30 on a gain of 5. You know, Thomas was the leading rusher as a rookie back in '95. Then they drafted Eddie George in '96, and he's been a backup since.
Well, that's what happens when you bring in a star football player, but this is a quality football player. They don't really step off any cliffs with Thomas in the on the field.
Look at the Colts coming back on Cleveland.
Indianapolis knows what's at stake up there.
Boy, look cold in Cleveland today. Tied at 10, Buffalo, New England. 2nd down and 5 from the 30. O'Donnell, handoff once again to Thomas, who played at Texas A&M, gains a yard. Donovan Darius makes the tackle, along with Lonnie Martz.
Lonnie Martz in contact with Rodney Thomas. You could hear it all the way up here. The crowd's a little quiet right now, enjoying the afternoon. But that's not helmet to helmet contact. That's body to body, muscle to muscle, bench press to bench press.
I just saw where Minnesota was destroying the New York Giants. Giants could be out of the playoff race if they lose today.
They played a few weeks ago so well against the New York Jets. Just blew them out. Haven't played as well since.
3rd and 4 from the 31. O'Donnell with the time, throws outside, incomplete, looking for Chris Sanders, covered by Aaron Beasley. And so Tennessee has got a punt with 9:07 to play in this 4th quarter. Tennessee is the only team, Sam, that had beaten Jacksonville once coming into today. Now they're going to do it twice. Jacksonville came in 13-1.
Well, if they do that, they'll be 8-0 here at their new stadium. Only Dallas, back when they had their inaugural year at Texas Stadium, went 9-0. Charlotte went to Carolina in Charlotte, went 8-0 their first year. So they step into the record books for the win here today that way.
Hendrick gets it high. Fair caught McCardle at the 36. Jacksonville may be bracing themselves for a 3rd consecutive loss to Tennessee. Down now, 41-14. Season's greetings from all of us at CBS to all of you. Happy, safe holiday travels, hopefully for all of you, with Sam White's Kevin Harlan. On the 36, Jay Fiedler in. Brunell is out, twisting a knee back in the first half. On 1st and 10, fires a pass down the middle, caught by the leaping Jimmy Smith. His 100th catch of the season. It's a gain of 22. He torches Marcus Robertson.
Here you go to the 2-minute offense early. He's just going to bend to the inside right here. Good protection, 4-man rush. Tennessee's still bringing everybody. They're not into a 3-man deep. They're kind of a prevent zone. Just a zone. You see the cornerbacks and safeties all looking in front, keeping everything in front of them.
That's the first down of the 2nd half for Jacksonville. Handoff to Taylor. Stops, cuts, drives, accelerates, and swims his way to the 35. Picking up 7. Tackle made by Phoenix. It'll be 2nd down and 3. And tonight on 60 Minutes, if there were no nuclear weapons in the Gulf, how did American soldiers get exposed to radiation during the Gulf War? 60 Minutes tonight, followed by a powerful Touched by an Angel. Then Carol Burnett, Walter Matthau, and John Stamos star in the CBS Sunday movie after Sam and his wife, The Marriage Fool, tonight on CBS.
We got a few guys touched by an angel this year in the NFL. Dick Vermeil comes to mind right quick.
Exactly. And this team, 2nd down and 3. Time for Fiedler. Great blocking up ahead by Wade and Tilsky. And the run by Fiedler takes him for a 1st down, a gain of 7 to the Tennessee 28. Eddie Robinson with the tackle. Good blocking by Tilsky up front.
Eddie Robinson, Joe Salavea, they almost let us see the 3rd quarterback for Jacksonville today. Boy, that's risky running. When you get down there, just take your loss. You got to get big chunks. You don't need short yardage games.
1st down from the Tennessee 28 for Jacksonville. Handoff goes to Taylor. Hurdles his own blocker to Selleck and is tackled by Killings at about the 24. Gain of 5 on the play.
Still mixing the running there. They didn't go to the 2. Jacksonville did not go to the 2-minute offense. No huddle, hurry up, try to get back in. They just up tempo. You see Jay Fiedler rolling his arm. Come on, guys, get in the huddle. Let's keep moving now. Don't lose anything. The one thing you don't want to lose going into the playoffs is the attitude and mentality that you had coming into this game. Jonathan Quinn would be the next guy coming in. See him on the sideline studying. Good chance he could play today.
2nd down, long 5 from the 24. Fiedler throws a pass again. It's on the money and caught at the 15-yard line by wide receiver Jimmy Smith. A gain of 10. Catch number 101 of the season.
Here's what's at stake for the Titans. Guarantee them at least one home game in the playoffs. And we can see, it's our first time in this stadium, their brand new stadium, what an advantage it is. The last 5 games, Kevin, they've had 18 of their opponents jump off sides just because the crowd noise was so loud. They couldn't hear the snap count of the opposition.
Fiedler may be having trouble right now. Marooned at the 15. First down and 10. Here comes the blitz. Picked up by Taylor to the end zone. Fiedler caught out of bounds. Caught out of bounds by Smith. Coverage applied by Denard Walker. Second down and 10.
Jacksonville still has the quality players on the outside. Fiedler throws this ball behind on purpose to the back shoulder of Jimmy Smith. He's going to let the defender overrun it and try to come back, but you can see he was just a little bit out of bounds. See the burst? He sees the ball coming behind, doesn't give it up until the very end, but can't stay in bounds. Underthrown passes can be very effective, especially if you get defenders that are studying the receiver, not watching the ball.
Second down 10 from the 15. A lot of movement. They blow it dead.
Timeout Tennessee. I think they were calling timeout, trying to.
They got it. You're right.
They were screaming and hollering timeout. Nobody listened.
Timeout. Tennessee. First team timeout.
Fisher trying to stay unbeaten at home. Demolishing Jacksonville.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Microsoft. Where do you want to go today? And by 1-800-COLLECT, the easy way to save.
Kevin Harlan, Sam White here in Nashville. 41-14. Tennessee looking to go to 12-3. Jacksonville will probably drop to 13-2 and lose their first road game of the season. Second down and 10. Seventh play of the Jacksonville drive. Fiedler there for the injured Brunell from the 15. Draw play. A great block up ahead by Brady, and following that was Fred Taylor as Jason Fisk makes the stop after a gain of 4.
Tom Coughlin would love to see his team respond in a winning way. And they may not win this football game, but play like winners at the end. So much of this game is mental. It's emotional. It's an attitude going into each week as you're prepared that you're still the best. You can beat anybody when you go out there. And if you come out of a game getting beat as badly as Jacksonville has today, feeling less of a team, it can affect you the next week.
Jacksonville didn't play well last week against Cleveland.
No, they didn't. They really had to struggle. Cleveland played well against them, but they struggled against the Cleveland Browns.
3rd and 6. 1 of 8 on third downs today. Fiedler, pocket crumbling, hit, brought down, fumble on the play, and recovered, I think, by Wiegert of Jacksonville, their guard at the 13. That is the 4th sack today by Tennessee. They are number 3 in the NFL in sacks.
Jay Fiedler is just going to drop back, trying to find. This is a coverage sack as much as anything. The ball should be gone now. The defender, the blockers can't hold on that long. That time was Rich Tilsky just couldn't hold on any longer. But when your quarterback has it over 3.5 seconds, that's about it. That's all they can ask for.
4th down, 8 to go for Fiedler. At the 14 of Tennessee.
Here comes the blitz.
Low snap, blitzes on, he gets away from Killings. He throws a pass incomplete, and Tennessee takes over. Suffocating straight-jacket defense by the Titans today.
From the Titans standpoint, Jeff Fisher's standpoint, you want to do exactly what I was talking about. Tom Coughlin would like to see his team, but you want to finish this game like you started it, dominating your opponent. You may play this team again. These two may meet each other again in the playoffs, and the last thought you'll have will be this ball game. Baltimore over Cincinnati. Some games are finishing up, close games finishing up now. Buffalo, New England, 10-10.
Overtime, and remember, Adam Vinatieri of New England has kicked 2 game-winning field goals already this season. Pittsburgh and Carolina.
Pittsburgh coming back, fighting back in this season. Minnesota wins.
O'Donnell, 1st and 10, handoff goes to Thomas, who gains 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 8. And tonight on 60 Minutes, there were no nuclear weapons in the Gulf. How did Americans and their soldiers get exposed to radiation during the Gulf War? That's all tonight on 60 Minutes. Now at the 16-yard line, 2nd down and 8. I liked your comment before about the backup of Tennessee compared to the backup of Jacksonville.
Well, Neil O'Donnell is a proven Super Bowl quarterback. Didn't have a real good game in that Super Bowl, but
Almost picked off there by Donovan Darius on a pass intended for Chris Sanders. Third down.
Almost a scene out of that Super Bowl right there.
That's right.
Threw too many interceptions.
That's right.
But Neil O'Donnell is a guy that has played, of course, with the Jets, with the Cincinnati Bengals, and Pittsburgh prior to all of that. And now here in Tennessee. He's been there. He's been in big games. He's won big games. He's played in all kinds of weather, which could be a plus. You never know as playoffs go. Although it looks like Indianapolis being inside, Jacksonville being warm weather, would be the only teams they would visit if they're not a home field themselves.
Third down and 8. Hand off to the shifty Thomas. He's up past the 20, running hard to the 21, gaining 5, but shy of a first down by 3. Tennessee will have to punt. Tennessee has won 2 in a row, 5 of their last 6. With the win today, they will clinch at least, Sam, 1 home playoff game, and that also keeps them alive for their hope in a Central Division title. If they win next week and Jacksonville would lose next week, the Central title goes to Tennessee.
How about the quote from Jeff Fisher? I don't want to play Cincinnati after week 12 this year because they're playing too well. They'll be in Jacksonville.
Hendricks punt. Lindsey Jackson was fiddled with. It's loose, and penalty flags litter the field as they play Twister at about the 36.
They were pretty casual with that ball.
Yeah,
that ball's alive. There was no whistle. Flags don't end the play. The whistle does. Everybody kind of just pushed it around. You know, depending on the ruling, Tennessee could have come up with that ball. The job of the offense on that last series was to eat up as much clock as you can, as much as anything else. And now the officials are going to talk about it. The question is, of course, was there interference with the receiving of the punt, or was it his teammate, one of the Jacksonville players, trying to block for the punt return that got in the way of an easy catch or an unmolested catch? Tom Coughlin thinks he was interfered with, of course, and Jeff Fisher says it was your guy.
Jacksonville is trying to win on the road for an 8th time this season, which would have made them only one of 3 franchises to do that. So that now is stricken. Their 11-game winning streak is gone. That was the longest in the NFL. Their best record in the NFL should be pretty safe, depending on what the Colts do, who are playing right now in Cleveland and losing by 2 with under 30 seconds to play.
With the home field advantage, you cannot underestimate how important it is. I've played in both, and absolutely crucial to be at home.
There's no foul on the play. The player was blocked into the fair catcher. We have first touching by Tennessee. Jacksonville's ball, first down.
Vanderjagt for the Colts has just kicked a game-winning field goal, and so the Colts win it, and they go to 13-2. They've won 11 consecutive games. They've clinched a first-round playoff bye, and they're AFC East champions for the first time since '87.
And it wasn't easy up there in Cleveland. They trailed the whole way.
Yep. It's a good point. So Vanderjagt's field goal wins it. Colts beat the Browns in chilly Cleveland this afternoon. First and 10 from the 36. And runs a pass down the side, incomplete, looking for Alvis Whitted. Coverage by Sidney, incomplete. Second down, 10 coming up on the American General postgame show. Jim, Craig, Randy, and Jerry will get you caught up on the scores and highlights. It's the American General postgame show next on CBS.
And we'll get a chance to look at that Indianapolis field goal on that postgame show. That one went back and forth. Indy fighting their way back into it. Cleveland playing, looking for their first win in their stadium. They didn't get one this year. Remember, their bye week is next week, so their season has been completed. Here's the blitz.
Second down and 10. Fiedler fires a pass, caught by Jimmy Smith. Gain of 10 on the play. Sidney was the man with the coverage on the far side. He should have a first down.
Very close if he doesn't have it. Actually, he was beyond the first down and kind of stepped out of bounds the other way, but they give it to him.
Sam, Jacksonville will have 7 players from their team in Honolulu with the Pro Bowl, including Jimmy Smith.
probably the furthest thing on their minds right now, though, because of the way they have played today. They haven't played without effort. They've just been outplayed by the Tennessee Titans almost all day.
First down, Fiedler in traffic, throws a pass, hauled in by Kyle Brady. Their big tight end, who was a Jet starter for the last 4 years. Gain of 14 on the play. Fiedler on the money. We're approaching the 2-minute warning.
These are important finishing plays for Jay Fiedler. If he has to go next week, this is like practice time for him.
First and 10 from the Tennessee 40. Another pass, another catch made by the tight end Brady, who's missed the last 3 weeks with the knee. Tackle made by Killens, close to a 10-yard gain on that reception.
I really thought Kyle Brady would be a bigger factor in this ball game. Even though he missed a lot of games, he still came in with 26 receptions.
We are at the 2-minute warning. And the great Tony Dorsett is here in Nashville today, watching his son, one of the premier special teamers in the NFL, Anthony Dorsett, same number, has the same face as his dad, too. It's a real great story, these two. Dad attends most of the home games and very involved in his son's career and his upbringing. Second down 1. We're at the 2-minute warning. From the 30-yard line, handoff goes to Taylor. Gets a lead block and runs for a first down inside the 25. Lead block was from Leon Searcy. Anthony Dorsett makes the tackle. The executive producers of the NFL on CBS, Sean McManus and Terry Ewert. Coordinating director of the NFL on CBS, Larry Cavallina. First down and 10 from the 24. Good block by Searcy. The pass caught by Brady, who is spun into the turf at the 15, gains 9. Robinson with the tackle. Today's game produced by Bob Dekas and directed by the great Dick Klein. Great job, gentlemen. Thank you. Second down and 1. From the 14, Kenny Holmes is offsides, unless he was induced. Senior producer of the NFL Today, Eric Mann. NFL Today directed by Bob Matina. Associate director for today's game, Kenny Mack. Broadcast associates Jeff St. Armand, the Saint, and Jen Goldschmidt. Thank you, guys. Great job. Happy holidays. Our crew is here on Christmas Eve.
Had a great time last night together.
We did.
We had a good year. We got a team. You know, this is a team. You would be like, what, the left guard or something like that?
I'd be like the water boy.
Yeah, you would be like, yeah, go get me. Fetch him.
Yes.
Give me more water.
I'm thirsty. 1:15 to play. First and goal at the 9. Fiedler in for the injured Brunell. Throws in the end zone, almost swiped by Samari Roll, who's already got 2 interceptions today.
Let's look at an update on this playoff picture now. Jacksonville 13-2, Indianapolis 13-2, Tennessee goes to 12-3.
Buffalo is in overtime. Miami plays tomorrow night. Seattle and Kansas City will play in about 10 minutes.
Lots of things riding on that Kansas City-Seattle ball game.
Second down goal from the 9. Jacksonville with all 3 of their timeouts. Good block by Wade. The center of the pass intercepted. It's Samari Roll for a 3rd time today. There's your AFC Defensive Player of the Week, Samari Roll from Florida State.
And earlier this year, with 57 seconds left, Samari Roll intercepted to end the ball game and secure a victory for Tennessee down in Jacksonville.
Penalty against Jacksonville. Samari Roll beat out incumbent Darrell Lewis. And here he is, a guy who wears number 21 because his idol is Deion Sanders.
Well, he's played as well as Deion Sanders, one of the top players in the NFL. Samari Roll was just in the right place, the right time. He obviously had done his homework and plugged it in with his skill, but it doesn't happen just by accident. You've got to be ready to play, and he has been.
Big win for Tennessee. Their 3rd consecutive win. They've won 6 of 7, and Jacksonville will fall to 13-2, and they have lost twice to Tennessee. Eddie George, 102 yards, and Tom Coughlin with his team struggling last week to beat Cleveland and looking horrible today, has got to go back to the drawing board with the week left in the regular season.
Well, you got to inhale real quickly, get in front of your team. Now he's going to stand in front of that team in about a minute and a half, and they've got to see a guy that's ready to go back to battle. They can't see anybody that looks like he has been demoralized. Get their team ready to go, and for Jeff Fisher, he's got to remember this is one victory. They celebrate tonight and then back to work again tomorrow.
Tennessee with a season high 478 yards, no turnovers for the 5th time this year. They did not allow a sack. And Steve McNair, an incredible 5-touchdown pass performance. And with the win, the Titans have clinched at least a home field playoff game. For Sam Weiss, Kevin Owens, along from Nashville, let's go to Jim Nantz in New York.